ESPN on ABC College Football presented by Walmart as part of Field & Stream Store's kickoff week. It's the 5th-ranked Tigers of LSU invading Wisconsin to take on the Badgers. And that tundra, it might be frozen tomorrow, but it's 80 degrees and perfect here this afternoon. And there is one of the stars of the college football season, Leonard Fournette, one of the Heisman Trophy favorites. And the rest of Les Miles' LSU Tigers set to make their dramatic entrance. Just moments ago, they played Garth Brooks' hit, calling Baton Rouge. Here in Wisconsin, plenty of purple in the house, on with Wisconsin red. And here comes the visiting team. This a game that has been in the works for some 3 years, yet they feel like they've been waiting forever here to play this game. And one burning question will be answered over the next 3.5 hours, Brian Griese. Will one of these players risk the Lambeau Leap? We'll get into that. But this has all the makings here today.
First of all, welcome back to college football, man. It's great to have this guy on college football again. You know, the hair is standing up on my hands because this is a special place. I was fortunate enough to play here twice. Running onto that field is like nothing you'll ever feel in your sporting career. You saw Les Miles' face run out of that tunnel. He can't wait to come out and play. These guys are going to have a great day today.
And prior to yesterday, Miles had never been at Lambeau Field. Now the party is on the field. That's where we find our Todd McShay, who will stand today some inches away from arguably college football's best player. Is he that, Leonard Fournette, Todd?
Steve, I'd say college football hasn't seen a back as talented as Leonard Fournette since 2006, when Adrian Peterson was running roughshod over the Big 12. That's how talented this guy is. Complete game, he can catch, he can block, but what's so special is the ability to create. Here you're going to see defensive tackle gets initial penetration, not tripped up. The guard trips while he's trying to pull out. Tight end doesn't get his block. 3 defenders, and he still picks up 13 yards. And then it's the Superman stuff that's so much fun to watch. Watch this run against Auburn. The ability to make sharp cuts, break tackles. And then, here, you watch for yourself. Boom! This guy's going to be a lot of fun to watch this year. But I'll say this, Griese, I think you know, if LSU's going to accomplish what it wants to accomplish, which is win a national championship, they've got to be a little bit more balanced on the offensive side.
There's no question, Todd, and number 7 needs some help from number 6. Brandon Harris comes into this season, second full season as a starter, with more pressure than any player in college football. You see the numbers a year ago. He did not complete enough of his passes. Cam Cameron has worked with him in the offseason, talking about composure, completions, completions, completions. Keep your offense on rhythm, and you can help your offense.
One of Wisconsin's chief concerns here today was their players might be overly hyped. Keep in mind, half of their roster, they're from in-state. They're huge Packer fans. They've always wanted to play on this field. Wisconsin got away last year from doing what they do best, the running game. There is the potential for Corey Clement to have a big season.
Well, Corey Clement has to be there today for Wisconsin. You're right. The Wisconsin that we have become used to, running the football, big offensive lineman, wasn't there a year ago. Clement was hurt most of the year. He was embarrassed by the way that he entered last year, a selfish attitude, thinking about the NFL. Then he gets hurt. Then he gets suspended for off-the-field actions. This is a young man that is seeking redemption. And oh, by the way, he's not real happy that he's been overshadowed in this game by Leonard Fournette.
He made mention of that, no question. Moments ago, Wisconsin came out. They are officially the home team, as you would expect. Nothing neutral site about this. The opening kickoff, the first major college football game ever from Lambeau Field, is next.
Here at Outback, it's the big steak and crab bash. You get half a pound of sweet snow crab legs paired with our new tender centre cut sirloin. Hurry in, the Outback steak and crab bash starts at just $14.99. Bloomin' great.
I know you're my financial advisor, but are you going to bring up that stock again?
Well, you need to think about selling some of it.
My dad gave me those shares, you know? He ran that company.
I get it. But you know, I think you own too much. Got to manage your risk.
You got to switch to decaf.
An honest opinion, even if you disagree. With 13,000 financial advisors, it's how Edward Jones makes sense of investing.
Man, Arby's chicken sandwiches have really let themselves go. They barely fit on the bun anymore. Someone should say something. Arby's, we have the meat.
You're watching Field & Stream Store's Kickoff Week.
It's not the turf. It was never the tundra. Those are my surfaces, and no top layer can measure what lies so deep. I'm more than a field, always have been, entering my 60th season on the white lines of glory and the emerald yards of history and the lasting shape of family. I'm simple, really. A bowl embracing a meadow that grew to a mecca for a game that became a house for its legends.
The legendary quarterback of the Green Bay Packers.
Some call me a shrine, or a temple, or a touchstone. You can just call me by my last name. I'm used to it. I am Lambeau. Come and play.
Thanks, Tom Rinaldi, for getting us ready. Pleased to be next to a guy who's actually bled on that said field here at Lambeau Field. More gory details coming up shortly. LSU won the toss. They deferred. Wisconsin will get the football first. Cameron Gamble is set to have his toe meet the leather. And the greatest college football opening weekend in history continues on. Latrell Jamerson from his own 2. And he'll bang it out to the 18-yard line. Kevin Tolliver able to make the special team stop. And with that, we say hi to Bart Houston. I mean, check this out. A kid who was named after Bart Starr will make his first career college start in the first major college football game ever at Lambeau Field. You can't make this stuff up. Also worth noting, he has not started a game since December of 2011. What's he feeling, Grease?
I don't know if he's feeling his extremities right about now, partner.
And on first down, good idea. Work out some of those butterflies and hand it off to Corey Clement. We expect to see an awful lot of that. Actually, the game plans figure to be similar in terms of the running game today for the two teams.
Yeah, and certainly for Wisconsin, they want to get their first-year starting quarterback, get those butterflies out of his system. I mean, you mentioned all that. You wait for so long in your career behind Joel Stave here most recently, and to get your first start in this kind of a situation, you got to really manage those nerves. He loves to get hit. That's what he told us yesterday. He's not into the game until he gets hit, so expect Paul Chryst to get him on the edge and get him a little contact.
Second and short. They'd love that all day. And again, it's Clement able to break through one tackle, and he's very close to the first down and has it.
It's a great start for Wisconsin. They know that they want to get their best player, Corey Clement, into this game. He's worked his tail off to get back in this situation, not only on the field, but as we talked about, off the field. Paul Chryst said he needed to mature, learn from what happened a year ago, come out and prove to his teammates and re-earn their respect. First couple of runs, he looks good.
Started out last year with what he thought was a groin injury, turned into a sports hernia. There was an off-the-field incident as well. Saw action just 4 games a year ago. And why not keep feeding him Clement for a short gain, and now he's pushed back, Todd.
And if Clement wasn't angry enough about everything that happened, Ron Dayne, the great former Wisconsin Badger back, has been texting him every morning. I saw Ron down here on the sidelines before the game. He said, hey, I text him every morning. He's like, listen, all I hear about is Leonard Fournette. Fournette this, Fournette that. I don't hear anything about CC. And just watching him in these first 3 runs, he's running angry right now. He's excited for this moment.
He's a very violent runner, Todd. You can see that he has put the time in the offseason, got himself in great condition, just as big as Fournette. They're both 230 pounds. Clement's a little bit shorter, but just as explosive.
Clement will get a breather here. Dare Ogunbowale, who filled the void of Clement a season ago, is in the backfield. And Bart Houston is firing and completing. And what a feeling that has to be for Houston, able to hook up with his tight end, Troy Fumagalli, for a first down.
Yeah, Fumagalli has got to be a big part of this Wisconsin offense. Just a nice little flat route or arrow route. Easy throw for Bart Houston. Doesn't have to read the middle of the field. He can just look out there and get an accurate ball for a first down.
So far, so good, Wisconsin. Ogunbowale stays in there in the backfield. On first down, 2 tight ends. And they'll hand it off to Ogunbowale. And a good stop there. Lewis Neal was the first Tiger to bring him down.
Take a look at our impact players here for Wisconsin. On the offensive side, Ryan Ramczyk is a new addition at left tackle, comes over from UW Stevens Point as a transfer.
Division
We talked about Fumagalli. He's already made an impact. Arden Key and Jamal Adams, 2 of the most versatile pieces in this LSU defense for their new defensive coordinator, Dave Aranda, who obviously has come over from Wisconsin a year ago.
Awkward first game after meet your old team. Set up the draw, and it's Ogunbowale. He's just shy of midfield. Devon Goodgottschalk made the stop there after the gain of 6.
Well, Dave Aranda, there's no surprise or question anymore. Widely regarded around college football as one of the best defensive minds. I think he was the hire of the offseason in college football. Les Miles pulled the coup to get him to come down to Baton Rouge. I think you're going to see his mark on this LSU defense from the very beginning.
Pulled the coup, pulled out the checkbook too, didn't he?
You know what? He's got a ton of talent, Steve, on this that he didn't have a year ago.
3rd down and 4. Here's Houston. Good protection for him now. Slips and falls forward. Again, shy of midfield. Arden Key was there on the pressure.
That's a great job of containment by Devon Goodgottschalk. Watch it. He's coming on the outside, number 57. See him right here. He's going to hold him to the outside. Doesn't let him get outside. Know your personnel. And that's one thing Dave Aranda obviously knows Bart Houston, what he can and can't do. Keep him in the pocket on 3rd down situations. Constrict it, and they get off the field.
Tre'Davious White is back for the punt from Anthony Lottie, and he shanked it.
Lottie's a true freshman, Steve, and there were some questions from Paul Chryst about whether he'd be able to do consistently what he needs to do today.
Get our first look at Leonard Fournette on the season. Come back, the Tigers at the football.
One of the top overall players in college football. With another gear, hurdles an offender. Oh, what a move by Fournette. Still on the loose, number 7.
It's the final days of the Ford Freedom Sales Event, and the deals just got better. Just announced 0% financing plus $500 Labor Day cash across the entire 2016 Ford lineup. And specially tagged vehicles get an extra 1,000 Smart Bonus cash. Freedom from interest and freedom to choose with Ford, America's best-selling brand. Hurry, get 0% for 72 and $500 Labor Day cash across the entire Ford lineup. Plus, specially tagged vehicles get another 1,000 Smart Bonus cash.
She spent summer binge watching. Soon, she'll be binge studying.
Get back to great.
This week, 50% off all backpacks. Office Depot Office Max. Gear up for school. Gear up for great.
When you run your own restaurant, every night is opening night. Coors Light, whatever your mountain, climb on.
They're here, the latest game changers from Polaris. Ranger XP 1000, the most powerful Ranger ever. General 4, the off-road's most popular new crossover. And Ride Command, groundbreaking technology to connect you, your machine, and your friends like never before. See the best of 2017. Or grab a great deal on remaining 2016s. Get rebates up to $2,000 during the Polaris factory authorized clearance.
Brakes. They aren't complicated. If they act up, stop in the AutoZone. With our help, you can always fix your car with confidence. What's up, America?
brake pads.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
You always dreamed of a trip to Athens, Greece. You accidentally booked a flight to Athens, Georgia.
With Travelocity, there's no fee to cancel or rebook most flights within 24 hours.
Travelocity. Wander wisely.
Set 'em wild, set 'em wild, set them free. You cannot lose, so go ahead, set 'em free.
Wednesday, September 21st, The Goldbergs premiere honors the greatest teen movie of the 80s.
The Breakfast Club.
What does that mean?
Nobody knows.
Don't mess with The Goldbergs.
What are you doing? Nothing. Go away.
The Goldbergs at its new time, Wednesday, September 21st on ABC.
Back at Lambeau Field, fourth meeting all time, LSU and Wisconsin. Badgers have never beaten the Tigers. And Brandon Harris is, of course, the starting quarterback, and I don't want to say it's all on Brandon Harris,
but
Grease, you tell me. You tell me.
It's not all on Brandon Harris. He has an outstanding core of receivers. Obviously, Fournette. He's got an offensive line that comes back that's veteran. He just needs to play within himself.
Now, I'm an aggressive play caller. I go play action bomb right here on first down. Let's see. And they pitch it to Leonard Fournette. I asked for an unscientific Twitter poll this week on the first play from scrimmage for the Tigers. 87% said hand the ball off to Fournette.
And I would say that they would be correct.
Yes. And on that first play, there is an injured player down. Could be Chris Orr.
That'd be a big loss for Wisconsin. He obviously is playing. TJ Edwards, their leader at linebacker, has been hurt during training camp. The lower body injury, and probably won't be ready until next week at the earliest. So if they lose Orr, this would really hurt their linebacking core, which has been the strength of their unit.
J.D. Moore got the block on Orr, the fullback.
And you're going to see Moore comes through and gets him right on the side of the helmet. That's a dangerous play. One of the most dangerous plays in all of football is the ISO block. Fullback on the middle linebacker. That's great technique by Moore. Just so happens that he caught him right in the side of the helmet. Somebody might wonder, why is that not a targeting call? Obviously, Orr in that position was not a defenseless player, so that's why that's a legal play.
Orr is a sophomore from DeSoto, Texas. Dad Terry was an old tight end for the Redskins. Brother Zachary, a linebacker for the Ravens.
Boy, you practice all summer, all through training camp. And the first play is an ISO block and comes through, and looks like he's coming off kind of ginger.
Ryan Connolly is checked in to replace Orr for the time being. As soon as we get any word on Chris Orr, we'll update you as well. That's a nice hand from the 80,000 fans here in attendance at Lambeau Field. 40,000 tickets to Wisconsin, 20,000 tickets to LSU, and the Packers got 20,000 tickets for their people.
It looks great, doesn't it, with the green and then the purple and the red.
Second down and 7 now. LSU ran 65% of their offense out of the eye, and they'll pitch it to Fournette, try to turn the corner, and he'll take on some people as he often does. And Ryan Connolly just checks in as the first to meet him.
Well, Ryan Connolly, welcome to the 2016 season. You didn't expect that you're going to be in this role, but right after the first snap, now you got to play an entire game without any experience. He's a sophomore from Eden Prairie, Minnesota. Probably grew up. I don't know if he grew up a Vikings or a Packer fan. Be an interesting question. Either way, he knows the field he's playing on today, and the stage is big.
3rd down and 3. Harris out of the gun, fakes the inside handoff, and he'll keep it, and he won't get there. Won't get anywhere. T.J. Watt makes the big play on 3rd down to get him off the field.
Great job by T.J. Watt, and welcome T.J. Watt to the Wisconsin Badgers in the 2016 season. The younger brother of J.J. and Derek, the fullback, both play here in Wisconsin, and Watt makes a play.
This is where the struggle is for Cam Cameron, the LSU offensive coordinator. You want to use the mobility of Harris at the quarterback position, but you've got Fournette, and you want to set up the play action and get the ball to the great receivers on the outside. It's going to be interesting to see how it plays out play calling-wise.
Josh Grouden trying to angle one, and it goes out of bounds. He wanted a better effort than that. So the punting game has been spotty for both squads so far. We remain scoreless, just under 9 to play. First quarter from Lambeau Field, Green Bay, Wisconsin.
Join Chick-fil-A One by September 10th and get a free breakfast entree.
It's the final days of the Ford Freedom Sales event, and the deals just got better. Just announced 0% financing plus 500 Labor Day cash across the entire 2016 Ford lineup. And specially tagged vehicles get an extra 1,000 smart bonus cash. Freedom from interest and freedom to choose with Ford, America's best-selling brand. Hurry, get 0% for 72 and 500 Labor Day cash across the entire Ford lineup. Plus, specially tagged vehicles get another 1,000 smart bonus cash.
Football presented by Walmart. Save money, live better. And in part by Chick-fil-A. We didn't invent the chicken, just the chicken sandwich. And Ford. We go further so you can.
Look at some of the displays and memorabilia. The 15,000 square foot Green Bay Packers Hall of Fame located in the atrium here at Lambeau Field. They've done a masterful job of making this still old school, yet with all the modern comforts.
Well, it's crazy to think that originally City Stadium, built in the 60s, that there were only 30,000 seats here, right? And now over 80,000. It's the second largest stadium in the NFL behind the one in the Meadowlands. But I thought, great idea by Paul Chryst to bring this Wisconsin team up here in the spring to kind of see everything, see the field, practice at the Hudson Center, go see the Hall of Fame, just so that they are familiar with their environment.
Second offensive possession for Bart Houston and Wisconsin. On 1st and 10 from the 40. Excellent starting field position to give it to Corey Clement. Clement will get outside. He's out to the 48. And again, bring up a 2nd down and short. Jamal Adams forcing him out.
Yeah, and this offensive line for Wisconsin, much maligned a year ago. They had a bunch of injuries. Nice job. They're getting some push. This LSU defensive front, they are excited about it. They feel like they have athletes up front and can get in the backfield, but Dieter, Dietzen, Ramczyk, Maxwell, all those guys up front, over 315 pounds coming off the football.
And they were hoping to have Dan Volz in there, the leader of that offensive line, but he has retired from football. And there's Houston on the money, completing the Robert Wheelwright for a big chunk gain.
I like what they're doing with Houston early on in terms of the play calling. It's all about the run. It's got to be about the run for Wisconsin. But then when they're asking him to throw the ball, it's things that he's comfortable with. On the move, play actions, half the field reads, and he's doing a really good job so far, just playing under control and handling the moment.
Yeah, Todd, I agree with you. That time, Jamal Adams gave him a freebie. He just missed him in coverage. You see him, he's over there working on his cleats. Maybe he slipped a little bit, but Wheelwright should not have been that wide open.
Gain of 21 on the play. Out of the 32 now of LSU. Quick hit handoff to the fullback, Austin Ramish, trying to catch the Tigers by surprise.
Well, nobody's going to be caught by surprise by number 55 for LSU, Travante Valentine. He's 360 pounds.
Are you sure? Is that what we're going with, 360?
I'd say he's a biscuit away from 3 3/4. He's an outstanding run defender in the middle of that defensive line for LSU. Been a lot said about him. Obviously, last 2 years in junior college, he's gotten his grades together, his life together, and now he's playing for the Tigers.
#1 recruiting tackle in his class out of the JUCO system. Off the play action, Houston able to complete to his tight end Eric Steffes. Tashawn Bauer making the tackle.
That's a great start for Bart Houston. We were talking with him yesterday on the field, and you looked at me when we were talking to him, and he didn't look like he was that confident. A lot of nerves. Obviously, you're going to have a lot of nerves. Paul Chris has done a great job, as Todd was outlining, getting him into this game. He's been very efficient. Now here, 3rd and 5 in the red zone. You got to be smart with the football.
Tough to get more efficient than 3 for 3. 3rd down and 5. Again, good protection. It's there if he wants it. Little hesitation, and it looks like he has it. Well, very close, just shy of that marker. Maybe that hesitation will hurt him.
That's a great reaction, though, from Bart Houston, right? It didn't look clear enough for him. Just tucked the ball down. It's a safe play. He wanted to get hit anyway, so now he's got hit on top of it. And I think Paul Chris, there's no question, he's going for it on 4th and inches. I love this call, by the way. I mean, you got a physical back in Clement. Your offensive line has come off the football early in this game.
And you're rolling.
Yep.
Got a chance to put LSU on their heels. 3 tight ends. Need 1 yard. Kendall Beckwith came up to make the big stop. Needed 1 yard and didn't get it.
Kendall Beckwith right in the middle of the field. Outstanding linebacker. Here he is. He's just going to shoot the gap. Great hesitation by Beckwith. Lets everything unfold and then shoots his gun in the back. Comes up with a big 4th down stop.
You still love the call, though.
I do love the call. I do. Listen, this is Wisconsin, right? And what do? They run the football behind a big offensive line. Paul Chryst giving his guys an opportunity to make a statement. Now, if you turn it over, defense has to stand up.
So Wisconsin 2 possessions in. They have not been able to show any points, but still very good start for the Badgers. Able to move the football anyway. Second chance to see Brandon Harris with Leonard Fournette behind him all by himself. On 1st down and 10. Pass all the way. Fournette was the decoy there, and Malachi Dupree tried to go up and bring it down. 6'4", 195 pounds, and couldn't make the catch.
I think you see Cam Cameron trying to get his quarterback into the flow of the game. Brandon Harris is a very emotional player as well. Some would say not the most mature emotionally. Sometimes he lets things get to him. I think he needs to shut out everything that's being said about him externally and focus on his game and not worry about everything else, and he'd be in a much better position to perform on the field.
2nd down and 10. Play action. Throwing. And again, just a little too high for Dupree. Set for our first update of our game in the afternoon. Here's Cassidy Hubbard in the studio.
Thanks, Steve. I've got a NHTSA opening weekend studio update. Number 17, Iowa hosting Miami of Ohio on ESPNU. And Akrum Wadley, 11 yards for the score to go up 14-0. Can also pull this game up on Watch ESPN. Steve, Brian, back to you guys.
Good afternoon, Cassidy. Thank you. Back just in time for a 3rd down and 10.
crowd's getting into it. All these Badger fans, majority. This is a loud stadium.
Here's Harris on to throw it across his body and couldn't hold it long enough to get Dupree free. Third time he tried to target him, and they're 0 for 3 in that category.
Yep, great effort by Connor Sheehy, the defensive lineman. You have to have a relentless motor. This was the standard set by J.J. Watt. You see Beagle and then Sheehy. He had a receiver open. Dupree wasn't able to get his feet set. And an overthrow, 3 and out. That's what happens when Brandon Harris is emotional and he's got a lot going on. He throws the ball high.
So 2 3 and outs so far for this vaunted Tigers offense. This punt is much better than the last one. Todd mentioned Ron Dayne, a texting machine to Corey Clement. Here's Ron on the sideline. Still waiting for our first points from Lambeau Field.
It's the final days of the Ford Freedom Sales Event, and the deals just got better. Just announced 0% financing plus 500 Labor Day cash across the entire 2016 Ford lineup. And specially tagged vehicles get an extra 1,000 smart bonus cash. Freedom from interest and freedom to choose with Ford, America's best-selling brand. Hurry, get 0% for 72 and 500 Labor Day cash across the entire Ford lineup. Plus, specially tagged vehicles get another 1,000 smart bonus cash.
It's Peyton on Sunday morning.
E-Man.
What up, Peyton?
You know I have DirecTV NFL Sunday Ticket. I get every game, every Sunday, all in HD.
Yeah, I know that.
So you want to come over? I'll make nachos.
I can't right now, man. I'm playing.
Oh, yeah. All right. Pencil you in for Tuesday.
Get NFL Sunday Ticket included at no extra charge. Only on DirecTV.
It's Applebee's new wood-fired grill menu, serving up a delicious variety seared to smoky oak perfection. There's something for every craving, like savory wood-fired grilled chicken with 2 sides for just $9.99. The new wood-fired grill, only at Applebee's.
A true traveler's journey doesn't end at the horizon, so it most certainly doesn't end at gate C47.
With Travelocity, get help through social media 24/7.
Travelocity. Wander wisely.
Hey, Jesse.
Who are you?
I'm Vern, the Orange Money Retirement Rabbit from Voya. Orange Money represents the money you put away for retirement. Over time, your money could multiply.
Hello, all of you.
Get organized at Voya.com. What makes Wendy's Baconator different? While other guys use frozen beef from far away, Wendy's only serves fresh beef from ranches close by.
So we don't have to freeze it.
Add 6 strips of thick Applewood smoked bacon, and Wendy's Baconator isn't just different, it's deliciously different.
It's Peyton on Sunday morning.
E-Man.
What up, Peyton?
You know I have DirecTV NFL Sunday Ticket. I get every game, every Sunday, all in HD.
Yeah, I know that.
So you want to come over? I'll make nachos.
I can't right now, man. I'm playing.
Oh, yeah. All right. Pencil you in for Tuesday.
Get NFL Sunday Ticket included at no extra charge. Only on DirecTV.
Calvin Megatron Johnson is Dancing. Premieres ABC Monday, September 12th.
Aerial coverage of today's game provided by Goodyear. Make every drive a touchdown with superior performance from Goodyear tires. Goodyear, official sponsor of the college football playoff.
You're really spoiled, you know, coming just parachute back into college football in your first games at Lambeau, LSU, Wisconsin. I mean,
right.
Jeez.
I thought I was going to ease my way in. We got the blimp overhead.
Did you do the Wisconsin-Ohio State hockey game here, too?
No.
Oh, okay.
Although I am using a Wisconsin puck as my paperweight, signed by Tony Granado. Here's Houston airing it out. And it's nowhere near anyone, but at least plants the seed in the LSU defense ahead. What are your keys to the game that are still possible right now?
You know, Wisconsin to pull this upset, and it would be an upset, I think they need to obviously try to contain Leonard Fournette. You're not going to stop him, but to keep him under 150 yards, I think would be a good goal. Brandon Harris, make him beat you. You already saw he's 0 for 3 already. He starts to get emotional. You can obviously get some hits on him would be good, and then get Clement back on track after last season.
So Wisconsin wins. It's an upset. Houston, though, today was not an upset, Chris, huh?
Not in my mind.
All right.
Not in my mind.
Speaking of the playoff, Dare Ogunbowale on the carry. Duke Riley came up to make the stop.
You know, people forget about Ogunbowale, but he had a lot of carries a year ago in Clement's absence. They also add in Taiwan Deal, who's ascended to that backup halfback role. So they've got 3 guys, Wisconsin does, that can really run the football and have experience.
Jamal Adams looked like he was shaken up there for a moment. He just ran off the field. He's another key player on that Tiger defense. On 3rd down and 6. Here's Houston. Did he make the catch? He did. Lost the defender. Robert Wheelwright able to shake the defender, Kevin Tolliver. It's a gain of 13.
It's a great play all the way around. Wheelwright with his concentration falling down. This is hard to do. When you're going down, you don't have control of your body to get your hands up and make that catch. Great protection up front by that offensive line against the blitz too, Todd.
And I'm sure you appreciate too, just watching Houston's eyes, the way he's going through progressions. This does not look like a young man making his first start since 2011. He seems completely in control and is really processing things quickly.
Houston is 23 years old as he hands off to Clement. Interesting that, again, we mentioned at the top, he was named after Bart Starr. Starr was 22 when he made his first NFL start. And here's Houston at 23 making his first collegiate start. There's a family shot. You know, it's not like Bart's one of these guys from Wisconsin, from Dublin, California. His dad was a huge Packers fan. His dad's actually the mayor out in Dublin. And if Bart wins this game, he'll be the mayor of Madison for a long time. Again, it's Houston. He's on target. Able to hit Jazz Peavy there. And Adams, who is back in the game, thankfully for LSU, made the stop.
You know, that picture was funny. You know, going back, guy took Bart up to the Hall of Fame induction ceremony, thinking he might meet Bart Starr just being up there, and they didn't get to meet Bart Starr. They come back to California. They go to a card show the next weekend, and they had to pay like $60 to go in and to meet Bart Starr, and that's how Guy got his son Bart to meet Bart Starr and get that photo.
Well worth every penny, I'm sure. And of course, as you'd expect, Bart's mom and dad in attendance today. Hand off to Clement. Has the first down. And again, outside of scoring, everything has gone well for Wisconsin so far here today.
Absolutely. And it all starts with the bread and butter. This Wisconsin team is the offensive line. They are coming off the football. They've had to listen all off season. Pundits telling them that, you know, the Wisconsin running game is gone. Where did it go? You don't have the talent up front on the offensive line to get the push you need. You start off right off the bat against an SEC West defensive line, establishing that line of scrimmage.
It's a Wisconsin offensive line. Last year, they used 8 different starting combinations. And the flag flies. But thankfully, our first penalty of the game.
Offside. Defense. Number 55. Contact in the neutral zone. 5-yard penalty. First down.
That's Mike DeFee, our head referee today. Referees, the officials off in the Big 12 conference today. So first and short after they pick up the marker. Houston off the play action. And tried to just dump it down a little too strong. Tre'Davious White had the coverage there.
And a busted play there. But again, a good decision from Bart Houston. Play was not there on the strong side. They tried to run off the power and just throw the ball on the flat, but the fullback falls down, so doesn't panic, which is the most impressive thing right now. And he gives his tight end an opportunity to make a play, but he doesn't make it. They're still in second and medium situation. I think, talking to him on the field yesterday, it's beat Bart Houston. Don't try to beat Bart Starr, but beat Bart Houston might be good enough.
2nd and 5 after the incompletion. It's Houston able to complete to Fumagalli, who's showing Todd no ill effects from the stitches He suffered when he had his hand stepped on by a teammate in practice.
Yeah, Fumagalli, here he is right here, just going to leak out into the flat. Safe throws. Paul Chryst, one of the better offensive minds in all of college football. Remember, he had one of the most explosive offenses. Got it going already.
A little tempo here by Wisconsin. That's Taiwan Deal, so we see our third different tailback for the Badgers.
And just going back to Fumagalli at tight end, 30 stitches, 15 on the top, 15 on the bottom after his teammate Arrington Farrar stepped on his hand. And amazingly, this was just 2 weeks ago, right after we visited them. And 2 days later, he's back out at practice. Really had no damage to his hand. It was a huge injury. They stitched it up, and he's catching the ball now. You can see on that last play, he's doing a great job getting off separation, and he's all week in practice, they said, catching the ball with his hands and having no problems.
Second down and 8. Badgers have been down here before with nothing to show for it. Here's Houston again. Good protection. Scampers out of trouble, makes a move, and keeps on running. And he's down to the 5. Straight ahead running for Bart Houston.
You think Bart Starr had a couple of these runs like this? Outstanding. Look at the pocket presence, poise, surveying the field, and then he doesn't panic. Lewis kneels right on top of him, gives him a little shallow cut, then lowers his shoulder and runs right over our linebacker, Duke Riley.
He was just playing with you two yesterday.
Guy's fearless. He's a gamer. Total yards so far in the game. 115 for Wisconsin, 7 for LSU. And the Badgers knocking at the door at the 11. On first down. Coming up in the final half minute, quarter number 1. Here's Clement. He's down to about the 7-yard line. Dwayne Thomas made the tackle.
And I think it's worth mentioning that not only has Wisconsin kind of controlled this first quarter, but this is the kind of game that they want to play. They want to shorten this game. They know that they're outmatched from a speed standpoint, special teams, those kinds of things. There's tons of talent. Leonard Fournette, the more time he's on the sideline, the better it is for Wisconsin as they run out this first quarter.
Surprise, scoreless after 1?
You know, not really. I mean, Wisconsin wasn't going to come in and lay around.
They might jump around later here in Green Bay. Even the Packers do that. Stole that from Camp Randall. We're scoreless after quarter 1. Lambeau Field.
Let's go, Dr. Pepper, yeah? You know, as long as it's been college football, there's been Dr. Pepper flowing through the stands. Hey, man, dig this. I threw the first Hail Mary pass. Yeah, out of sight. Hey, fellas, I think there should be a college football playoff. Huh? Settle on the gridiron. You know, nothing goes better in the stands than Dr. Pepper, and I should know because I invented college football. The whole thing. Whoop, whoop. And that's how Dr. Pepper became a college football tradition. Cool story, bro. It's a great story. Let's go, Dr. Pepper, yeah? High five. Hey, man, that too.
You always do this. You had a couple of pops in you and got cocky. Who's up for a game of wing roulette, you said? Because you thought it'd be funny to watch one of your friends get stuck with the hot one. But your friends, they got teriyaki, then spicy garlic, and then Asian zing. And now you're looking at the last one and you're thinking, my God, what have I done?
He's pretty much guaranteed to never drop the ball. And with the Fairfield 100% guarantee, you know that we'll never drop the ball either. Because you're our #1 priority. Fairfield Inn & Suites by Marriott.
What's it like to be in good hands? Like the power to earn Allstate reward points every time I drive. Want my number? And cash back for driving safe. In means getting more from your car insurance with DriveWise.
It's good to be in good hands.
Before taking his team to state for the first time,
Go get it, Marcus, go get it.
Coach Gilman used his Cash Rewards credit card from Bank of America to earn 1% cash back everywhere, every time, at places like the batting cages. 2% back at grocery stores, and now at wholesale clubs. And 3% back on gas, which helped him give his players something extra.
That's a little token.
The Cash Rewards credit card from Bank of America. More cash back for the things you buy most.
Yeah. What's a designated survivor?
It started during the Cold War. One cabinet member is taken to a secret location during the State of the Union. It's a practice that ensures our country's government will continue in case of a devastating attack. It's never been executed until now.
Eagle is gone. Sir, you are now the President of the United States.
Designated Survivor. Series premiere Wednesday, September 21st on ABC.
Byers Auto has been tailgating at Buckeye games since 1897. But what was tailgating like back then? Here to help us with that is Ohio State historian Jack Park.
In 1897, tailgating was a treacherous activity. Dinosaurs often ambushed tailgaters as they ventured too far from the group. Common tailgating foods were raw potatoes, root beer, and cured Wolverine meat.
That doesn't sound right.
Well, George, as I said, I'm an Ohio State football historian, not a tailgating historian.
Join me for my new show, Harry, right here on ABC 6.
Back at Lambeau Field. Major college game for the first time ever. And the guy who has the best seat in the house, Leonard Fournette, can't get him in the game, Grease.
And they only had the ball for 1 minute and 53 seconds.
And this is all fine and dandy for Wisconsin. They need to cash in some points here because LSU will score eventually. Down by the goal line and down to the 5-yard line now. Gunbowale is dropped by Greg Gilmore.
And here's the situation where, Bart Houston, he's been great so far on third downs. Made that nice throw to wheel right for a first down. He's used his legs at times. The 13th play of a drive here. You can't go this length of the field, this many plays, and on third down here, you've got to convert.
They already went for a 4th and 1 inside the red zone. Here's 3rd and 4 coming up. Somebody jump?
I think the left tackle, Ramczyk, left a little early.
Tough spot for that penalty.
False start. Offense. Number 65. 5-yard penalty. 3rd down.
You got some really good edge rushers. Arden Key, Lewis Neal on the outside, and Ramczyk. This is his first go-round against FBS talent. Left a little early.
You don't think he played in front of these kind of crowds? Division III Wisconsin, Stevens Point. Kid's supposed to be a freak athlete, and that's the ultimate compliment. Jumped early there.
The area of the field where Paul Chryst loves to use a screen game.
3rd and 9. Houston to the end zone. Picked off. Ricky Jefferson saves the day for LSU for now. Penalty and then the pick.
Obviously a poor decision there, and I think part of it is don't put your quarterback in this kind of position. He gets pressure in the pocket. Obviously you're going to see here, roll it guys, you're going to get pressure in the pocket, and there's 2 guys back here. You don't see it real well. Gilmore and Jefferson. That's an easy play for Ricky Jefferson.
The pressure was coming on him, and he felt it. He couldn't step into the throw, which was part of the problem. The other part was he just forced it. He was kind of hoping that the receiver would be open. 2 defenders there. Couldn't get anything behind that throw because there was nowhere to step into.
And Todd, I think that's a lack of experience there for Bart Houston. You haven't been in a whole lot of situations, game time, crunch time situations on third down in the red zone. That's where you have to be at your best. And I think Paul Chryst will pick him up on the sideline and say, learn from it.
Jefferson had an interception last season, and he's got one to start this season. So a sigh of relief for now for LSU. 1st and 10 from their own 20. And here's Harris looking for a confidence throw, a confidence-building throw. And there are 2 flags down on the play.
I think you're going to get a hold on the outside by Tyndall. He was beat on a double move by Doral. Just reached out and grabbed him. It was actually a smart play because that would have been a touchdown if he didn't grab him.
Holding. Defense. Number 25. That's a 10-yard penalty from previous spot. Automatic. 1st down.
Traven Doral, you have to respect him. And he got a lot of his pants there. Good thing he was able to get a hold of those pants.
That's very important. LSU has their first down of the afternoon.
Yeah, and they've got to get these 2 wideouts involved, Dupree and Doral. They're too talented, too explosive on the outside not to see at least 4 or 5 shots a half down the field.
There's the game plan. Give it to Leonard Fournette. He's out to the 35-yard line. Ryan Connolly, again, who's in there for Chris Orr, able to make the tackle. You find out something about your defensive backs, too, when Fournette's bearing down on you.
Well, there's no question, and Wisconsin is breaking in 2 new safeties, Dakota Dixon and Leo Musso, trying to replace one of the best players in the history of Wisconsin, Michael Caputo. There it is right there, coming right downhill. You got Musso coming in there. Musso is only 194 pounds. He's giving away 40 pounds to Leonard Fournette. Boy, it's going to be a long day. Be plenty of ice baths for 19 and 14 in red tomorrow.
And you understand why LSU hands off, for at least last year, some 65% of the time. You get it. And he's over 3,000 yards now for his career as Fournette. Plenty of protection and time for Harris, and there delivers the strike across midfield to Trayvon Doral.
That was a great job there by Harris to stick with the play. He wanted to go downtown, and then all of a sudden his receiver broke back to him, and he adjusted and really put a strike on him.
And then right back to the big fella Fournette. Olive Sangapolu trying to fill that hole as best he can after a gain of 2.
Yeah, Todd, just to piggyback, that's a great job by Doral. Everybody's talking about Harris. Can he go through his reads? Can he get to the second, third outlets? When a play breaks down, can he be smart in the pocket? And that's partly, yes, on the quarterback. It's also these wide receivers can help him out. They can make him more comfortable by working till the snap, till the whistle. And that time, Cam Cameron would be really happy with the way Doral uncovered for his quarterback.
3 on the play clock, see if they get it off. And they just do with 1 left on there. And give it to Fournette. Still well shy of the first down. Another stop for T.J. Watt. Told you Fournette over 3,000 yards for his career. The fastest in school history to get there in his 26th game. Kevin Falk did it in 28 games. But we thought he was going to get it on his first carry this afternoon, not in the second quarter. Still scoreless from Lambeau Field. On a 3rd down and 7, the only conversion they have is via the penalty so far. Here's Harris in all sorts of trouble. And he is dropped down and lost his helmet on the play as well. Alec James able to make the big stop there.
Great pressure in the pocket. Great effort. That's what you see from Wisconsin's defensive line on a consistent basis. The effort. Watch these guys work. Beagle, Watt on the outside. James comes in. Obviously, when that helmet comes off, that play is dead. It looks like if his helmet would have stayed on, he might have been able to get out of this and get some yards. But again, pressure up front with 4. If you can do that as a defense and cover on the back end, you're in great shape.
Was a sack and a loss of 9. Josh Grouden on the punt. And Wisconsin will get that football back. Still scoreless at Lambeau Field.
Take on any road with intuitive all-wheel drive. The Nissan Rogue, Murano, and Pathfinder. Now get 0% APR for 72 months plus $500 bonus cash.
Captain Sullenberger, is there anything you would have done differently in the crash if you had to do it again?
It was a forced water landing.
Rated PG-13. Experience it in IMAX.
Look at you, Mr. Spontaneous. Feeling good today. Until you realize your phone is in your pocket. Sure, you can get a new one, but your photos. What will you do? Nothing. Because every pic and video you've ever taken in your entire life was already backed up. For free with Google Photos.
Coming up on Look, Famous People, we catch Flo, the progressive girl at the supermarket, buying cheese.
Scandal alert, Flo likes dairy.
Then right afterwards, we caught her riding shotgun with a mystery man.
Oh, yeah. Is this your chauffeur?
What? No, I was just showing him how easy it is to save with Snapshot from Progressive. You just plug it in and it gives you a rate based on your driving.
Does she have insurance for being boring? Laugh bigger.
I'm Invests, and as a vested investor invests, I invest with E-Trade, where investors can investigate and invest. Invests. Or not invests.
This is my retirement. Retiring retired tires, and I never get tired of it. Are you entirely prepared to retire? Plan your never-tiring, retired tires retirement with E-Trade.
We're moving because I found the perfect situation for your brother.
But it's right next to the freeway.
Now it's close to the freeway. It's right next to the train.
Speechless. Series premiere Wednesday, September 21st on ABC.
Now it's time for today's AT&T Inside Access. Go back to April. There are walkthroughs, and there are walkthroughs. The Badgers got to look around the place. Now, when you come to Lambeau Field, there are a handful of things you must do. There's Dare Ogunbowale. And there it is.
He was a huge Favre fan, too. He came out here wearing his Favre jersey to practice. And a lot of these guys, man, this is their hometown heroes. And for them to come up here and go through the Hall of Fame, they practiced in the Don Hudson Center.
Yep.
And to come out here and do their Lambeau leaps, obviously, because they're not allowed to do it today, which is another story that I don't agree with. Maybe give them a one-game reprieve, but the NCAA said no.
Houston off the play action. Set up the screen to Fumagalli as tight end. He's got a first down and then some. Kevin Tolliver and Ricky Jefferson on the stops.
Talked about Fumagalli being an impact player for Wisconsin. You can't just depend on the running game. He's got to be a factor. Now, nice design in the screen game. Runs right over Tolliver.
Perfect time to call it, too. Back against your own end zone. Houston is patient with it, and he sees Arden Key, the best pass rusher for LSU, come free. And that's when he decides to look back and dump it over his head. Great call by Paul Chryst, and really good execution by Houston.
Third time he's been targeted and able to make the catch. Fumagalli. Move the sticks on first down. Give it to Corey Clement, bangs ahead for a few. And just to clean up the Lambeau Field leap, we are told the Packers actually tried to petition the NCAA to say, hey, maybe special dispensation, just this one game. And the NCAA said, nope, not happening. Les Miles came out and said, any of my guys do it, they'll be hitchhiking back to Baton Rouge.
You know, NFL, we thought stand for no fun league.
Right.
And now NCAA, no celebration at all.
Come on, man.
It's crazy.
Bill Lamagna is with us here, our rules expert, and guys are getting on him. Of course, Bill works for us now, not the NCAA. It's not his fault. Quick pass to Jazz Beebe. Tre'Davious White made the stop.
I didn't see you attempting a Lambeau leap in the pregame. That wall's a little taller than you think.
You know what? And I'm told there's a way to cheat it, that one of the ends is actually lower than the other end. I just don't know.
It's very difficult without the fans. See, the fans are critical to your success because they have to. If you don't make it, they can pull you up.
They get you halfway, right? Third down and 2 coming up. Taiwan Deal is the single setback behind Bart Houston. Austin Ravish in motion, and they got 2 tight ends as well. That's Fumagalli. Sets, or did he? Timeout was called before the snap.
Prior to the snap, Wisconsin takes its first time out of the half.
It's all Wisconsin, yet it's scoreless.
Take
on any road with intuitive all-wheel drive. The Nissan Rogue, Murano, and Pathfinder. Now get 0% APR for 72 months plus $500 bonus cash.
Like a human fingerprint, no two whale flukes are the same. Because your needs are unique, Pacific Life has been delivering flexible retirement and life insurance solutions for more than 145 years. Ask a financial advisor how you can tailor solutions to Pacific Life to help you reach your financial goals.
The old days, go out, no camo. You'd have like pajama bottoms on with jeans over them to keep warm.
I used to wear socks on my hands for gloves.
True, yeah.
It's weird. I stay a lot warmer now. It's funny how that works out.
The Home Depot is pouring more into paint with fade resistance, scuff resistance, even one-coat coverage. This is the next generation of painting. Save 10 or 40 bucks this Labor Day, only at the Home Depot. More saving, more doing.
At Johnsonville, we trust our recipes. Naturally hardwood smoked.
100% premium pork, no fillers, period.
I'm Nick. That's my brother Brett. And we're proud to say it's made the Johnsonville way.
College football presented by Walmart. Brought to you by Nissan. Pacific Life, helping generations of families achieve long-term financial security for over 145 years. And Shop Field & Stream, where traditions begin.
Look at some guys who have attempted and successfully made the Lambeau leap. Aaron Rodgers, great to see him on game day.
Yeah.
Celebrity picker today.
I think we should get Todd down there and see if he can jump up there. You know, maybe you could trampoline down there. You know,
Todd is very athletic.
I'll just take tennis shoes.
Are you gonna be like Pollock now?
Listen, if you want me to do it, we'll do it.
That sounds like a confident man who knows he can.
Stick around for the third quarter.
Try to keep people. 3rd down and 2. Big play under 10 to play in the first half. Here's Houston. Got time to tuck it and try to go. There is a flag down on the play. He has the first down, but there's a flag in the neighborhood of what you'd expect to be holding.
Personal foul. Hands to the face. Offense number 52. 15-yard penalty. Replay 3rd down.
Jacob Maxwell.
Wow, that takes back a huge conversion. You know, these offensive linemen, there he is right here on the outside. Gets that left hand up around. Now, you got to take that off. You get it up there, and it can be incidental if you take it off. But if you leave it up there, then they're going to call that foul. And Arden Key, you can tell he was upset about it, but it takes away a huge conversion and a great decision from Bart Houston to pull it down. He jukes out Jamal Adams and got a first down, but to no avail.
The last penalty by Wisconsin turned to be critical as well, because right after that, Houston threw the interception in the end zone. 3 big penalties against Wisconsin this quarter. Take away the first down and push it back to make it 3rd and 17 now. Hold everything.
Here's where you got to be smart if you're Bart Houston. We talked about the inexperience on the interception. Knowing situational football, the likelihood of you converting here is not great. Just don't make the critical error and turn the ball over.
Houston trying to hook up with Jazz. Peavy couldn't hang on. Kevin Tolliver looked like he had good coverage there. College football action continues tomorrow night here on ABC as 10th-ranked Notre Dame takes on Texas. Primetime college football presented by Capital One. 7:30 Eastern, 4:30 Pacific. You can also stream it live on the ESPN app and watch ESPN wherever you're going. Take us with you. So many ways to watch on the family of networks on this all-time greatest college football opening weekend ever. Tre'Davious White back at the LSU 33. Trying to make a couple of moves, and he'll be dropped right there for a gain of maybe 1. Is Todd going to try this, really?
You want me to do the leap? Let's see it, big boy.
Oh, he's throwing. He dropped the mic.
Oh, boy. Oh, yeah.
Full marks. Full marks.
Oh, there was no beer or anything. Pretzels spilled on him.
Smart. He jumps into the Wisconsin section. They know how to help you out,
they
right?
know how to pull you up.
LSU, they might not have done the same thing.
The worst thing to do is jump up there and get rejected. That's not a good idea.
So the Tigers will take over at the 36, Grease. This is their best starting field position of the afternoon.
They really need to get something going here. Get number 7 into the game. Thunder.
Ball is out. And Wisconsin gets the turnover.
There's Darius Geis on a speed sweep. They had Fournette and Geis in the game at the same time. They like to do this a little bit as a misdirection, and Geis has the ball coming over. Musso makes the initial hit, and then clearly that ball comes out. Looked like it was Farrar, the backup safety, 21, who eventually gets that ball out. Good heads-up play by Sheehy. That's the hustle. That's the hustle we talk about. The defensive linemen, both of them, Obasi and Sheehy, hustling to the football for a turnover.
So we're all even in the turnover game now as well. LSU can't do anything with the best field position they've had. Here's Houston, thrown across the middle, and that is nearly picked off. Jamal Adams unable to corral it.
Wow, that would have been an unbelievable catch by Adams. The ball's thrown wildly behind the tight end, Fumagalli. Almost a sack fumble. That's a quarterback that's not seeing the field real well there, and Adams almost makes an unbelievable play.
Like the quick strike, though, off the turnover?
You know, right now, Bart Houston, the last 3 throws, the interception on 3rd down, backed up, and that one, I get back to the running game. Calm him down.
And they'll try that off the delayed handoff to Ogunbowale. But there's not much there for him. Duke Riley making the tackle.
But, you know, I'd also like, if they're going to throw the ball, they're going to take chances. Throw the ball outside the wheelwright. He's been hot so far in this game. He's a big kid, 6'3", 211 pounds. And it's a safe throw outside the hashes. Problem is that LSU's got 2 really good corners in Tre'Davious White and Kevin Tolliver on the outside.
And again, the big picture here, Leonard Fournette hasn't been on the field.
Yeah.
Again, he's on the sideline. He's watching the same way you are.
So not only does he need Brandon Harris, he needs a defense to give him the ball back.
3rd and 6. Houston throwing, completing 1st down to Fumagalli, who's been his favorite target by far.
Great accuracy from Bart Houston. Take a look. This ball can only be thrown a foot in front of the numbers. Otherwise, it's going to get knocked down by the safety, and Fumagalli clearly has become the favorite target for Bart Houston in camp, and it's carried over to the first game.
I mean, look at that. Tigers have run just 13 offensive plays. We've got 7 minutes left in the first half. Fresh set of downs for the Badgers. Hand to Clement. And he'll break through. Pick up a second and short.
Boy, doesn't it seem like Wisconsin is just content to take as much time off the clock. They're not in a hurry. They're going to huddle after every play. They want to milk it.
But this has got to bite the Badgers at some point if they can't cash in points.
Certainly.
Second trip inside the red zone. We know how the last one ended. First man through is Austin Ramish. Has the first down. Quick hitter using Clement as a decoy.
Ramish 6'1", 250 pounds. And none of these backs for Wisconsin are afraid to get hit. They have spent the time in the weight room. They're well conditioned. They're like battering rams. Clement is a violent runner. Ramish just like a bull coming downhill. And the quick hitter, as you mentioned, caught LSU off guard.
Battering ram, Ramish, really?
There you go.
and you caught that. And you didn't do that on purpose even?
I didn't. You can use it, though.
You know I'm stealing it. Here's Clement trying to dance outside to the 5 before he's finally banged down by Ricky Jefferson and Jamal Adams.
Talk about running hard. The emotion of Corey Clement. You think he wasn't ready to play, hearing all about Leonard Fournette, all about Royce Freeman, all about Dalvin Cook, all these guys. That's a player that's determined he's going to get everything he has for his team today.
And he's been hearing all about last year and what he wasn't able to do. I think the offensive line feels the same way.
Well, you can say it all you want in the offseason, but until you go out and show it on the field, they don't want to hear all that stuff. They want to see.
And that time, Clement slipped down, and Houston had to put it in his pocket. Michael DeVinti had the pressure there.
Yeah, just bad luck here. Clement just slips. Take a look. You know, sometimes the little things. People wonder why quarterbacks and running backs practice this stuff ad nauseum every single day. They start out in quarterback center exchange and they hand off and they practice and there's nobody else out there and it looks mundane, but it's something as little as how far back do you step when you go forward. If you step too far back, you're going to slip. You have to have your feet under control.
Third down and 11 from the 12. 3 seconds to snap it. They get it away. Houston, quick throw. And let's see, they get a timeout before. There is.
Prior to the snap, Wisconsin takes its second timeout of the half. Media timeout.
We'll step aside. Still scoreless for Green Bay.
Take on any road with intuitive all-wheel drive. The Nissan Rogue, Murano, and Pathfinder. Now get 0% APR for 72 months plus $500 bonus cash.
Yeah, we can win, so I'm saying start me. Let's do this. Stop all plays, just using my body. When I'm on your back, change your roster up and just start me. Opponents never gonna make first downs. Try and won't gain no ground.
Build your team and take them all the way. Madden NFL 17. Rated E for everyone.
Xbox One S, starting at $299.
If you have a typical airline credit card, you only earn double miles when you buy stuff from that airline. Wait, is this where you typically shop? You should be getting double miles on every purchase. Switch to the Capital One Venture card. With Venture, you earn unlimited double miles on every purchase, everywhere, every day. Not just airline purchases. Seriously, double miles. Everywhere.
What's in your wallet?
Well, I love it. This piece is so you.
I know, right? I saw it and I was just like, oh, I have to have it.
Is it suede?
Suede. Love suede.
State Farm knows that for every one of those moments, there's one of these.
Well, I love it. This piece is so you.
I know, right? I saw it and I was like, have to have it.
Is it suede?
It's suede.
I love suede.
That's why we're there with renter's insurance when things go wrong, but also here with a rewards credit card to help life go right. State Farm.
There's more to Emma. To her, green was always more than a color. And style was more than what you wear. There's more to Emma than you'd expect. And she's always found her more on eBay. You can find your more on eBay too. Shop activewear including athletic shoes starting at $24.99.
USC, Alabama, tonight at 8 Eastern on ABC.
Alabama Alabama, USC. Looking forward to that. Looking forward to every game. On the greatest opening college football weekend ever, and it continues here. Wisconsin has gotten as far as the LSU 23, the 10, and now to the 12 with no points to show for it. Here's 3rd down and 11. Out of the gun, Houston looking to his left, checks off and looks to the right to the end zone. In and out of the hands of his wide receiver, Robert Wheelwright.
Pretty good job there by Bart Houston. Using his eyes, he tried to move the safety away. See him look left and then come back and throw right. Puts that ball up high, which you might look like an overthrow there, but that's actually a good position in the end zone with a tall receiver at 6'3". Give him a chance or nobody catches it. Safe throw.
And 18's been blanketing these receivers. A lot of man-to-man coverage from LSU today. Tre'Davious White has been all over these guys. Could have been completed, yes, but he was right there.
30-yard field goal attempt is on the way, and it is good. Rafael Gaglianone gives us our first points of the afternoon. 3-0, the Tigers trail. This on the heels of, I can't imagine, a school and a community that's been through more adversity, both politically and to natural disasters than LSU. July 5th. Alton Sterling shot and killed. 4 weeks later, 3 Baton Rouge police officers were killed themselves. The LSU kicker on the 23rd of July, Colby De La Houssaye, was injured. 2 others were killed in a car crash. And then the devastating, catastrophic flooding in Louisiana, in which they received as much as 25 inches of rain in a 2-day span. 13 people lost their lives. More than 60,000 homes reported damaged. 102,000 people have registered for federal assistance. Les Miles had to be much more than just a college football coach at that time to his community.
No, you could argue that, and he's had to do that before, right? With Hurricane Katrina, the town of Baton Rouge has been through so much and unique struggles this offseason, from race to politics to natural disaster, as you mentioned. Les Miles is uniquely qualified and has the right kind of touch and approach, personality, and he's really taken on that Baton Rouge community as his own, and they love him.
And that'll go out of the back of the end zone, but LSU will take over at the 25. The 2 kickers in the game today will be forever linked. We mentioned Colby De La Houssaye. He was the only survivor in that car crash here in Wisconsin that claimed the lives of Michigan State punter Mike Sadler and Nebraska punter Sam Foltz. They were returning from a summer kicking camp in Wales, Wisconsin. De La Houssaye suffered some second-degree burns. And we mentioned Gaglianone. He changed his number from 10 to 27 in honor of Sam Foltz. Gaglianone, every other year, would have been in that car.
Yep.
Would have been in that car. Instead, he made a last-second decision to go back with Connor Allen, their freshman punter. So everyone really in the kicking community still trying to get over that terrible tragedy of the offseason. LSU very close to a first down. Looks like they have it. Traven Doral able to make the catch for 11.
Just to finish on that story, because it's a tragic story. It's also a story that gives you a little bit of an insight into these college players, the young players. They develop these bonds and relationships, and Gaglianone always looked up. He said, I always looked up to Sam, and I want to honor him, and I want to have a reminder of how blessed all of us are every day, because nothing's guaranteed.
And those kickers have a special group, special bond, right? Some of you big, tough, rough football players, you know, don't consider they're not football players, they're kickers. And so they bond with that, the kickers, the punters, and you attend all these specialty kicking camps. Gaglianone knows he could have very well been in that car. 2nd and 5 now after the Fournette carry.
Finally, they get Fournette in the game. Give it to him again.
Feed the big fella. Stumbles out past the 45. T.J. Watt made the stop. The Watt family got some good news today. JJ was taken off the pup list, physically unable to perform. So he should be good to go for the Texans week 1 of the NFL.
Well, his brother is physically able to perform. The question is, how good is he going to be? We don't know a whole lot, just a little bit of tape from last year. A lot of high expectations. Obviously, you put that name on the back of your jersey, and there's going to be those expectations.
He's the guy trying to replace Joe Schobert, who was just proved all everything for Wisconsin. Stop there by Vince Beagle, the other linebacker who's expected to make the plays for the Badgers.
Now, Beagle is now the leader of this defense with, as you mentioned, Schobert no longer there. He's got a knife from the inside. He's so quick. Such a good first twitch. He knows how to look at blocking schemes and make them wrong, and he gets in the backfield and trips him up.
They're thinking long and hard about this.
4th and 1. What do you want to do?
You got Leonard Fournette. Feed him, I say.
Looks like he's going to try to run as much clock off and take a timeout. It's Les Miles. He's going to go for it. He says, I don't need a whole 2 minutes to get down there and get some points. I don't want to leave anything on the clock for Wisconsin.
Take the timeout with the Badgers up 3-0. Almost halftime.
Hello, America. The first ever $5 flavor menu is here, and it's a game changer. For just $5 each, you can get a medium one-topping pizza, Wing Street Wings, a Hershey's cookie, and your other Hut favorites. A Pizza Hut pizza for just $5. It's the ultimate crowd pleaser.
How are you feeling, crowd?
Very pleased, thank you. We do what we can here. $5 for a Pizza Hut pizza. How can we not be pleased? Good crowd today.
The $5 flavor menu, America's best pizza deal, only at Pizza Hut.
It's Peyton. It's Peyton on Sunday morning.
E-Man.
What up, Peyton?
You know I have DirecTV NFL Sunday Ticket. I get every game, every Sunday, all in HD.
Yeah, I know that.
So you want to come over? I'll make nachos.
I can't right now, man. I'm playing.
Oh, yeah. All right. Pencil you in for Tuesday.
Get NFL Sunday Ticket included at no extra charge. Only on DirecTV.
All right, how's this for a TV show?
Sous chef, lawyer by day, prep cook by night. Also, his name is Sue.
No, Sloppy Joseph. A middle-aged man's trying to get his life together, but he can't. It's too sloppy.
No. Here you go. I got this. I get cash back, so it's like everything's on sale.
With the Blue Cash Everyday Card from American Express, you get cash back on purchases with no annual fee.
Everything's on sale. A home shopping show takes place on a sailboat.
That's the one. Banana boat dessert on me.
Look at you being all lactose tolerant.
It's more than cash back. It's backed by the service and security of American Express.
Marco Polo. Marco Polo. Marco Polo. Marco Polo. Marco
Sì.
Marco Polo.
Scusa. Ma io sono Marco Polo, ma...
Playing Marco Polo with Marco Polo? Surprising.
Ragazzini, io sono Marco Polo. Sì, sono qui.
What's not surprising? How much money Amanda and Keith saved by switching to Geico.
Ah, Polo. Polo.
15 minutes could save you 15% or more.
Polo.
Take on any road with intuitive all-wheel drive. The Nissan Rogue, Murano, and Pathfinder. Now get 0% APR for 72 months plus $500 bonus cash.
Leonard Fournette averaged 163 yards per game on the ground last season. That's the most in the SEC since Herschel Walker back in 1981. Fournette's got 33 so far today. He's got a long way to go to try to match that average from a season ago. He's certainly capable of it. And on 4th and 1, the stop is made by Wisconsin. T.J. Watt got in there to make the stop.
The Mike linebacker right in the middle of the field. Again, we've seen this twice with the patience to come over the top and hit Fournette in the backfield. Question is, did Fournette have enough power? He had to get to the 46-yard line, Steve, and they've marked that ball at the 45.5. I would say based on that, he looks a little short.
You knew what the play call would be.
Are you ready?
Wow.
Didn't get there.
Look at the Mike linebacker right in the middle. He's the one that comes over. That's Sitchy. And I think that was a good spot. I don't think he got to the 46-yard line. What a stop for Wisconsin defensively. Now LSU has had 2 3-and-outs, a fumble by Geis, and a 4th down that they came up short, basically another turnover. And it gives UW a chance with 1:49 left and 1 timeout.
And Brian, remember, LSU gets the ball in the second half, so they've converted and scored. Really would have been a dagger to Wisconsin, but now it really shifted the entire momentum.
Again, great starting field position. 1:49 to play with. Houston throwing and completing to Robert Wheelwright, still on his feet, trying to cut it back. There's some green there. Got the first down and then some.
I know Wheelwright hasn't got a whole lot of acclaim coming into this season, but he's made 3 or 4 plays in this game already. I think they need to get him the football a little bit more. Don't give up on the play just because you're over by the sideline. Keep working.
Under 90 to play before halftime. Still 1 timeout. Houston completes another pass, that time to Alec Ingold, who's a native of Green Bay, so you know that feels good for Ingold.
Wisconsin doesn't have a whole lot of wide receivers. That's why you have a fullback out there playing receiver right now.
1:05 to go in the half. A good Mawale out of the backfield.
That's a smart play there. Smart play. Don't gain many yards, but you stop the clock and you preserve your timeout. In the back of your head as a quarterback, you're thinking, I have that timeout for the field goal. So any other clock stoppages, I need to get a first down and spike it or get out of bounds.
Under 1:59, they'll start the clock on the snap. As opposed to the spot, which they do at every other point in the game. Except under the last
But you know the college football rules.
Of each half. Stay with me, Grease. Stay with me, pal. Gonna throw, gonna take a shot here. And excellent coverage on Wheelwright. That time by Dante Jackson to knock it away.
I like the play call going back to Wheelwright, but I like the coverage better from Dante Jackson. He's their 3rd corner behind Tolliver and Tre'Davious White. Look at him look back for the football. That is how it's done. You will get the benefit of the doubt as a corner if you look back to the ball. You can get away with a little bit of hand fighting and hand checking. Well done by Jackson.
Gaglianone will step in again. Hit earlier from 30. This is from 48 yards away. His career long is 51 against LSU. 48, no problem. He's fired up about it. Why not? Badgers have a 6-0 lead. Cassidy, take it away.
Thanks, Steve. Taco Bell studio update. Number 16 UCLA visiting Texas A&M, and Keith Ford goes 7 yards for the TD. Both teams have since kicked field goals, so it's 10-9 Aggies in the second. Steve, Brian, back to you.
Cassidy, thank you. This is the first college football Saturday in forever in which John Saunders will not navigate you with his voice all around this great country of ours. The ABC ESPN studio host passing away a few weeks ago, and I can tell you personally, he was a close friend. This guy was a shining star on camera and off. Thoughts to his wife Wanda, his 2 darling daughters, brother Bernie. I mean, we're going to miss him every day, especially on college football Saturdays.
First guy I met when I came to ESPN. Came in to do my audition and put us in a closet. They flip on a tape of a game and they say go, call the game, and sitting next to me was John Saunders, and he made me feel so comfortable. He was such a great mentor to so many young analysts coming in broadcasting, and we'll love him forever.
John became a TV star by making everyone else the star of the show. You can ask his pals and the sports reporters. Everybody claims John too as their own. The sports reporters, the hockey community, and certainly in college football as well. There's a penalty flag after the kickoff. Foster Moreau there. Able to come down with that.
Kind of surprised, Steve, with the way that this game has played out. I mean, you knew coming in that
during the return, illegal block in the back. Return team number 26. 10-yard penalty from the spot of the foul. First down.
You knew Wisconsin's, their game plan was going to be control the clock, run the ball with Clement, and try to contain Fournette. They have done all three of those things. And if you're LSU and you're Les Miles, you go in the locker room, you need a little bit fire and brimstone. You need a little Lombardi at halftime. They have got to get that running game going with Fournette in the second half.
I mean, give me the shock level across the country. The halftime score is going to come up and very likely to be a 0 next to LSU.
Well, I don't think it'll be that much of a shock just because we know that LSU has struggled offensively at times. Wisconsin defensively has been very. They have leftovers on this defense that they have pride too. #1 defense in all of college football a year ago against scoring.
Final 48 seconds to play in the half. You tuned in for the Leonard Fournette show. Might want to come back for the second half because it has not been the case here in the first half, and that continues. And I'm not even saying it's been Fournette's fault.
No.
He hasn't had the opportunities.
Well, it's been a combination of touches. You haven't had a whole lot of touches. They've only had 17 offensive plays in one half, and then they haven't been able to get any movement on this Wisconsin defensive line.
Fournette, 11 touches, 35 yards. The record setter. And you know he knows what Christian McCaffrey did last night, too, by the way. Dangerous throw, but able to complete to Malachi Dupree. So Harris shows you a confidence-building throw right there.
Yeah, and I think Cam Cameron is just using these last couple of plays at halftime to get some confidence. One for Fournette and one for his quarterback, because there's only 9 seconds, not a whole lot you can do.
2 timeouts left for LSU. Let's see, take another shot. Why not? There's the deep ball. And it's got a man, and it's intercepted. Got the wrong man. Picked off by Derek Tyndall. Down the sideline. And that's how the first half will come to an end.
I don't mind that throw. It's, you know, if you come down with it, maybe you can kick a field goal. No harm, no foul. But certainly LSU, they got to come up with some answers at halftime.
We wasted a lot of time on the possibility of a Lambeau leap. We didn't have a touchdown in the first half. A couple of field goals. Stay tuned for Stan, Mark, Mac, and the halftime report after these messages.
I'm going to make this as simple as possible for you. You can go ahead and stick with that complicated credit card that limits where you earn bonus cash back. Or you can get the Quicksilver card from Capital One. Quicksilver earns you unlimited 1.5% cash back on every purchase, everywhere. I shouldn't have to ask. What's in your wallet?
To achieve financial security, there are 2 halves to consider: protect and grow. Instead of focusing on insurance or investments alone, we bring them together into one whole picture. At Northwestern Mutual, we guide you along your path by combining personalized investments and world-class insurance. That's one of the reasons 96% of our clients stay with us year after year. At Northwestern Mutual, we help you live life differently.
At LSU, we're pretty competitive. We helped prove Einstein's theories about gravity. Nailed it. France designated our French program as a center of excellence. We've discovered 41 species of birdies. And it's pretty tasty being #1 in landscape architecture. LSU, we're pretty competitive because we're here to win.
Modern Family has won a Golden Globe Award.
Blackish won an NAACP award.
Modern Family is a
Peabody Award winner. So is Blackish.
And now both Modern Family
and Blackish
are Emmy nominated.
The most honored hour of comedy returns.
Wednesday, September 21st on ABC.
Kiefer Sutherland is the designated survivor. Wednesday, September 21st on ABC.
I'm here in Wilmington, Ohio, at this once busy free airport. We're looking for the 8,000 jobs lost when Ted Strickland was governor. To find them, we've got to head south to Kentucky. Kentucky gave the company a better business climate, and Ted Strickland, well, he said he was, quote, helpless to do much about it. Want to find the 8,000 jobs Ted Strickland lost? Well, you have to leave Ohio.
NRSC is responsible for the content of this advertising.
Got a problem? We want to hear about it. ABC 6 News is on your side.
We knew it would be a grinded-out kind of game, but we didn't know we'd see this few points. Derek Tyndall with his first career interception. It's Wisconsin 6-0 over LSU at Lambeau Field. Todd McShay with LSU coach Les Miles.
How do you get him off the field the second half?
Well, we've not yet found the run that's going to kind of maintain us on the field, first downs. We've thrown the ball pretty well, except for the last throw of the half. I think adjustments obviously got to be made on the offensive side. Defense has been on the field way too much.
And that run game you just alluded to, how do you get it going?
Well, we got a bunch of things to do, and I mean, try another menu, but the reality of it is we need to block them too.
Thanks, Coach.
Thanks.
Yeah, they need to block them. They need to throw them and catch them. A lot of work to do for LSU. Welcome in. Stan Verrett here along with Mack Brown and Mark May. What's going on here?
Well, the story was supposed to be about Dave Aranda, who was the defensive coordinator at Wisconsin and goes to LSU. And he's done a very good job. But Justin Wilcox, coming in from USC, has shut down the LSU offense.
They definitely have. Leonard Fournette's just not getting enough touches. He's got 35 yards rushing. Feed him the football, and the offense will come for LSU. But I've got a question for you, Stan.
Yeah?
No Lambeau leap for the Tigers in the first half?
Well, hey, look.
Tigers.
They need to try to get one in the game now. First half's already done.
So hasn't been the big problem they thought it was going to be, though, right?
All right, so the number 5 team in the country trailing right now. Number 3 team in the country has already gone down. Oklahoma taking on Houston in Houston. We pick it up second quarter. Houston down 10-6. Greg Ward Jr. to Duke Catalan. Ward Jr. does it all for Houston.
Talked to Tom Herman yesterday. He said they thought they could expose the Oklahoma secondary deep. Here, they fake it to Catalan. He sprints to the right, runs the wheel route. The linebacker loses his eyes. Easy touchdown for the Cougars.
Ward threw for 321 yards in this game. But, Mark, this was really the play of the game.
It definitely was. Brandon Wilson right here catches it, and he's going to take off to the races. Terrific job. Heads-up play by this Houston return team. Guess what? On field goals, you've got to be alert. You've got to cover. You've got to be smart. You've got to be aware. Oklahoma was none of those on this play, but a terrific job by Houston. Let's take another look at this. He not only goes 100 yards, look at his foot.
That's 109 plus.
There you go.
So 53-yard field goal turns into 7 the other way.
Absolutely. Reminds you of the Iron Bowl a couple years ago, Alabama-Auburn, a kick 6.
And it put Houston up 26-17. And Houston's run defense all over Oklahoma. Sooners had 77 yards on the ground.
And a terrific job of coaching, one, but penetration, two, and just being hungry. Look at the convergence on the football. This Houston defense was not intimidated. OU had 83 yards rushing in the first half and -6 in the second half just because of this. Penetration by the defense, getting hats to the football, and making great tackles and wrapping up.
And then the offense finished it off. Ward to Tyler McCloskey. 33-17 Houston at that point, 33-23. Tom Herman's team off to a good start this season.
You shocked the world once again. Now this is becoming routine. It's not becoming exception. What do you have to say about your kids today?
They play really hard, and they play for each other. There's a genuine love on this football team. The game should have been over. We put the ball on the carpet, and not one defensive guy, not one, was hanging their head. They say, we got you, offense, and they came through. The culture from day one was ingrained. There was no complacency. I absolutely love these guys, and we got to go get ready to play another one.
Hey, go enjoy this with your guys. One heck of a job.
Go Cougs.
Oklahoma ran for 61 yards and a touchdown on its opening drive. However, in their final 11 drives, they combined for just 16 rushing yards. Sooners called a design run play 14 times all game. That's their fewest design runs in a game in the last 6 seasons. So, Mac, was this just a case of Houston being that good or Oklahoma being that bad, or a little of both?
You can't tell in opening games because it can be a little bit of both. Oklahoma dominated early. Looked like it was too easy. They probably backed off a little bit, took a deep breath, and Houston was there to win. This is the same Houston team that we saw beat Louisville last year. They beat Florida State in the Peach Bowl, and now that they're showing they're not a one-day wonder, not a one-year wonder. They came back. Tom Herman had them ready. Both coordinators did a tremendous job. Really proud for Major Applewhite. Big win for Houston.
13-1 last season, the Cougars, with eyes on the playoff this season. Not a lot of margin for error for Oklahoma the rest of the way now.
No, not at all. They've got to run the table. They've got Oklahoma coming up in a couple of weeks, or they've got Ohio State coming up in a couple of weeks, and they've got to run the table the rest of the way. They can do what Ohio State did a couple of years ago, lose to Virginia Tech and get to the championship game. But I think when you look at this team, they're not a Cinderella team. You look at last year, everybody's talking about the Houston football team with Greg Ward, how they played last year. They were dominant in the second half. They controlled Oklahoma. And the majority of us out there had Oklahoma getting to the playoff this year. Right. I don't think when you look at this football team, they're prepared to get there yet. They've got to turn around. Bob Stoops has to get up in front of his team and let them know how poorly they played and how poor their efforts were, particularly in the second half of this football game, and get their heads on straight because it's a long season ahead.
I don't think that'll be a problem. I think Bob will probably tell them on the way home.
All right, also blowout city for a couple of other highly ranked teams on this opening Saturday. Bowling Green taking on Ohio State. J.T. Barrett, he's the guy now. Braxton Miller's gone. Cardale Jones is gone. And Curtis Samuel's gone.
It's easy. 79 yards in for the score. Simple pitch and catch for the Buckeyes.
Less than a minute to go in the second quarter. Barrett, he can run it as well. Finds a lane. He gets in easy for the Buckeyes. 77-10. How about Michigan taking on Hawaii? Hawaii back stateside after the loss to Cal in Australia. Junior quarterback Wilton Speight, he's getting beat up by Jim Harbaugh before he could even get out there.
I think that's a pregame talk. He came out and he made the perfect throw, so whatever Coach Harbaugh did worked with the new young quarterback. These guys were supposed to come out and dominate in day one, and they did.
Grant Perry on the receiving end of that touchdown for Michigan, and this is Delano Hill with the interception for a touchdown. Michigan wins Big Two, 63-3. So Penn State having some issues with Kent State from the MAC, and we got another MAC team, Western Michigan. I do believe that's John Saunders' alma mater.
Broncos.
Yep, John is proud today. I can promise you that.
They beat Northwestern 22-21. All right, more to come later on this evening. It's USC and Alabama, #1 team in the country, and the Trojans both looking to replace their quarterbacks this season.
This halftime report is brought to you by Fairfield Inn & Suites. Stay amazing.
So my daughter tells me you don't eat meat.
Nope.
Vizio 60-inch 4K Ultra HD TV with Google Cast, $678. Save money, live better, Walmart.
You always dreamed of a trip to Athens, Greece. You accidentally booked a flight to Athens, Georgia.
With Travelocity, there's no fee to cancel or rebook most flights within 24 hours.
Travelocity. Wander wisely.
I enlisted in the Army in 2005. I went to Iraq 3 times and Afghanistan once. She's the culprit that ripped our door off. 2,000-pound animal bumping into a steel door creates quite a bit of damage. Actually use the app, take pictures of it right there for USAA, and they take care of the rest. USAA is great about working with both active and separated military. I'm Josh Eilers, and I'm a USAA member for life.
Call USAA today to talk about your insurance needs.
A pulse, felt by one, sends a ripple, felt by some. A shiver, felt by many. Until it amplifies, magnifies into a tremor that electrifies. Badgers everywhere, moving as one, tilting the world on its axis.
Pac-12 versus Big 12, UCLA and Texas A&M. Keith Ford getting there. Only touchdown of the game so far. Pac-12 versus SEC. It's 10-9. Texas A&M over UCLA. Josh Rosen not able to get into the end zone yet. Just 3 field goals so far for the Bruins. All right, so we got USC and Alabama coming up later on tonight. Pac-12 and SEC once again. #1 team in the country, Alabama. They lost a lot of production on offense, but on defense, still pretty solid.
It's their mantra on defense. They love to stuff the run. Nick Saban, if you want to have a championship team, it all starts with defense. And guess what? If you stop the run first, you put them in a position where they've got to throw the ball later. And this defense is just hungry, gets up the field. Look at those arms. Great hand placement. Get them in between the shoulder pads, stand up the defenders, and push them back. Keep an eye on Tim Williams, the pass rushing specialist. Watch how fast he gets off the ball. The tackle from Florida doesn't even see him. He's already by him. What quickness and awareness by this Alabama defense, and they're coached extremely well by Nick Saban.
Well, and to counteract against that, you're going to have speed, Mark. And Adoree Jackson is one of the best special teams players and wide receivers in the country. Against UCLA here, takes the punt return, and he is gone. Speed, outruns everybody. For them to have a chance to win tonight, you're going to have to see him do that. Then against Notre Dame, you see the quick throw outside. Notre Dame's got speed. Adoree sees the hole up front, but he sees all of his blocking back to the inside. Tremendous vision. He goes across the field, zip, zip, and he is gone. And there's some fast guys chasing him. So I saw him last year. What a great player. He has to have a big game tonight for USC to win.
They got to help Max Brown, the new quarterback, taking over there. No team's recruited better than Alabama recently. We're talking about all the production that they need to replace. Top 3 class each of the last 9 seasons. USC hasn't had a class ranked outside of the top 15 since ESPN began rankings in 06.
What if the most advanced technology got a major update? What if it became more mobile, more compact, more efficient, and came with one of the best protection plans in the industry? What if it was all in one revolutionary new device? Or better yet, 2. The all-new Mitsubishi Mirage G4 and next-generation Mirage with smartphone connectivity. Come in now and get up to $1,750 cash back.
He's pretty much guaranteed to never drop the ball. And with the Fairfield 100% guarantee, you know that we'll never drop the ball either. Because you're our #1 priority. Fairfield Inn & Suites by Marriott.
With my lifestyle the way it is and everything always going 100 miles an hour, I love coming out and deer hunting. Just to step away from it for a minute and just relax for a change.
Yeah, nothing else I'd rather do.
Hey, Michael.
Good morning, Michael.
Right here, Rob.
Hi, guys. I'm on the way.
You're looking good.
Some people were just born to say,
Good morning, America.
JJ's never had an A speak for him before.
JJ! Hello, sugar!
I hit the Urban Dictionary and got up on all the lingo. I was thinking I'd call you J-Tizzy. Oh, yeah, don't do that.
Speechless. Series premiere Wednesday, September 21st on ABC.
Time now for a Heisman flashback presented by Nissan. In 1999, Ron Dane's senior campaign saw him become just the 2nd Wisconsin player to ever win the Heisman Trophy. This Badger's famed career peaked in his last regular season game as he broke the NCAA career rushing record.
Look out! Ron Dane, he needs 23. He's across the 40. Open up the history books. Here comes Ron Dane.
Visit theheismanvote.com to cast your vote. This halftime report is brought to you by Coca-Cola. Taste the feeling.
Don't move, just order in because we still got lots more to come. Georgia taking on North Carolina on ESPN. We told you about USC and Alabama coming up here later on ABC. And then Clemson, the #2 team in the country, Deshaun Watson taking on Auburn at 9 Eastern over on ESPN. And as we're getting you ready for the big primetime matchup tonight, Honda helmet stickers get you excited.
What if the most advanced technology got a major update? What if it became more mobile, more compact, more efficient, and came with one of the best protection plans in the industry? What if it was all in one revolutionary new device? Or better yet, two. The all-new Mitsubishi Mirage G4 and next-generation Mirage with smartphone connectivity. Come in now and get up to $1,750 cash back.
Pizza Hut is on a mission to feed hungry college football fans. Go home, Mike. Actually, that's a bad idea.
Yeah, pizza! I mean football, football.
Get your official game day pizza at pizzahut.com.
Monday, September 12th, dancing kicks off with Calvin Megatron Johnson, IndyCar champ James Hinchcliffe, Olympic gold medalist Laurie Hernandez, and yeah, Ryan Lochte. Dancing premieres live Monday, September 12th on ABC.
Are you ready for what comes next?
New season. New secrets. New threats.
Get the president and the first lady out of here.
Quantico. Season premiere September 25th on ABC.
Honey, is the internet back yet?
Yes! I'm surfing!
Get high-speed internet from AT&T. Keep calm, your internet's on.
He's an original with a sometimes brash disposition.
You are a legend. Did you really stab your dog over a piece of pizza?
An advocate for the common man.
What's the deal? You're so full of baloney. Come on, man.
Willingly going toe-to-toe with bad guys, so you don't have to.
I got a lot of questions for you. I hope you're in a mood to talk.
He's Tom Soucy.
Well, here we go again.
Just one part of the ABC6 News Super Team. That's on your side.
Bigger isn't always better, except when it comes to Speedway's big pizza deal. Authentic pizzeria-style crust, more pepperoni, 100% mozzarella cheese. Bigger slices, bigger taste. Now at Speedway, buy one big slice and get a second slice free.
We're on your way, the convenience stores of Speedway.
Sweetie, what are you doing?
Oh, I have no idea what games are streaming right now. So I thought I would just root for everyone.
Get high-speed internet from AT&T. Keep calm, your internet's on.
See the difference in local weather. ABC6 First Warning Weather is on your side.
You're watching Field and Stream Stores Kickoff Week.
Welcome back to ESPN on ABC College Football, presented by Walmart as part of Field & Stream Stores Kickoff Week. And if you had LSU being blanked at the half, you're right. Leonard Fournette held to 35 yards in that first half. So let's say the Wisconsin defense is the story of the game, Breeze.
Well, you know, certainly the question was, without Dave Aranda, how well are they going to continue to play? Justin Wilcox, let's give him some credit, comes in as defensive coordinator from USC, and now what can they do in the second half? There's going to be adjustments. Leonard Fournette's going to get his touches in the second half. Can they continue that level?
Again, Wisconsin, they were the top scoring defense in the entire country a season ago. But they lost some key players, but those players that have come back and some freshmen really stepping up for Wisconsin. Full marks to them on slowing Leonard Fournette and LSU to this point. 6-0 as we get set to open up quarter number 3. LSU 64 total yards in the first half. Just the 6th time they've been held under 70 since Les Miles took over. He's got to be frustrated underneath that helmet too, Leonard Fournette, I would think.
Yeah, you know, I mean, there's a lot of pressure on him too. Obviously, when you have the kind of season he did a year ago, there's a lot of expectations. But he is, I think his psyche and his makeup is good, and I think that you know, he's going to have an opportunity here in the second half. He'll probably make the most of it.
Darius Geis will let that go. Back of the end zone. And the Tigers will take over at the 25 as we take a look at today's right combination. Brought to you by State Farm and my new best buddy, Todd McShay.
I love these front seven players. Great team defense we've seen early on in this game. See Vince Beagle there, slipping the block to the inside. The defensive line has had tremendous gap discipline throughout. Then we've got Ryan Conley, who came in just because of the injury, and he's played terrific. And then number 42, TJ Watt, taking on two blockers and going and making the play in the backfield. Great team defense, as I said, for the first half, taking a page out of that Alabama defense from a year ago. But can they do it for 4 quarters? We're about to find out.
Well, he went Alabama already, didn't he? First down and 10. First play from scrimmage, open up half number 2. Always a good idea. Give it to Leonard Fournette, and he is dropped from behind by Alec James.
Well, you got to block these guys. Alec James is right in the middle, and they don't even block him. Butte just tries to get to the second level, and they underestimate the athletic ability of James. Obasi, Sheehy, Songapolu, and James. Those are the 4 names up front that have played outstanding in the first part of this game.
2nd and 9. Brandon Harris out of the gun. 2 receivers, bottom of your screen. Inside handoff to Fournette, and he spins away from 1 tackle, but couldn't get out of the grip of Ryan Connolly.
Well, and Todd mentioned Alabama. You know, I think it wasn't as much on Fournette in that game as it was this offensive line. They got no push in the game a year ago, and they're struggling right now to get push on this Wisconsin defensive line.
LSU has yet to convert a 3rd down, 0 for 4 here early in quarter number 3. Harris to throw. Dumps it down for Fournette, but he is stopped well shy of the first down, and that'll bring up a 4th down.
And they're confusing Brandon Harris. They had a blitz look off of one side. Harris looked like he was going to throw the ball quick. He flipped sides of the field and just tried to make something out of nothing. But this Wisconsin defense has confused LSU. They have out-hit LSU, and they've just overall been more physical in this game.
7 possessions so far for LSU, 4 3-and-outs. Growden to punt it away. See which way that bounces. And that'll be stopped, and the Badgers will take over with excellent field position one more time. A 25-yard punt.
Well, one of the biggest question marks coming into the game was Bart Houston in his first start. How well would he use his eyes? Look at him going through progressions, coming back, moving defenders. We saw him in pressure situations on 3rd down, using his eyes to affect defenders. You have to do this to get guys open in college football. Throwing the ball accurate on the outside shoulder for a big first down that led to 3 points. I would say Bart Houston has answered the bell in this game.
And he was not a slam dunk to win this quarterback competition. Paul Chryst named him rather late. Here's Houston throwing. Got a man wide open. What a pitch and catch to his pal, Troy Fumagalli. 5th catch of the afternoon for Fumagalli.
Play action. You get Clement going, you're going to affect the defense. Then you get Fumagalli, comes opposite field, and look at the placement on that ball. Most impressive thing about Bart Houston has been his accuracy. And in my book, Steve, that is the #1 thing a quarterback must have, is accuracy.
Pitch and catch for 27 yards, longest play of the game to this point. And now you run the run pass mix. There's Corey Clement. Things start to soften up the middle now a little bit.
Well, isn't this what we talked about all offseason that LSU needed to do, right? And Bart Houston's doing the things that Brandon Harris isn't doing. And all of a sudden, yeah, you get a crease for Corey Clement, and he's going to make you pay. This is where they have struggled, though, Steve. They have not been able to be efficient in the red zone, and they only have 6 points because of it.
Handoff to Clement. Picking his spots. Rumble down inside the 10-yard line. They'll move the chains.
Counter. This is a great run for Wisconsin. They get the power going, and then they come back with a counter. You see the fullback and the guard come backside as a big hole.
Clement is finishing. This is exactly what you see from Leonard Fournette on tape. 2, 3, 4 extra yards at the end of runs, lowering his shoulder and finishing. Great job.
Third play, their third first down. They get another first down. There'll be a touchdown instead. Here's Clement again down to the 4-yard line.
And that's the same play, Steve. The same play 3 times in a row. And that's, you know, we see that from LSU. We see it from Paul Chryst in Wisconsin. We talked that with LSU and Les Miles at halftime. Todd asked him, what's missing? He's like, we got to find that run. That's going to give us those yards. Paul Chryst has found his run, and it's the counter.
Clement, 14 carries, 69 yards. Again, Leonard Fournette stuck on 39 yards to this point. They can't get him on the field. Second and goal. Clement bangs through. Did he get there? Saying no, he didn't. Inches from the goal line.
Boy, he made a great move. And then watch him extend with the left arm. The elbow was down, but it looked like he crossed the plane of the goal line there. His right elbow goes down. And the left arm.
The ruling on the field is that the runner was short of the goal line. That play's under further review.
That ball has to cross just the plane of the goal line, as we know. Watch the right elbow.
Hard to see the ball
down.
there, yeah.
Boy, I think you can see enough of that ball right there that you can say that he crossed the plane, and that's a touchdown.
Bart Houston in the background. You can see him. He thinks it's a touchdown.
Right before he gets in after the Vikings. I think that's a touchdown. Great effort by Clement. I mean, on this entire drive, the offensive line has finally got into a rhythm. They found the play that they like in the counter. And when you add that physical running in the second level on safeties and linebackers, that's hard to stop.
Let's get the Lambeau Leap camera ready just in case again, in case this goes as a touchdown.
You were just waiting for that first touchdown, aren't you? I think the only leap we're going to get was McShay.
You know, Paul Chryst was great about the Lambeau Leap, too. He said, I'm more concerned with getting into the end zone than what happens after a touchdown. And let's see if we have one.
That was a great look there from the opposite side. You could really see that ball.
After further review, it's a touchdown.
Touchdown, Wisconsin. And the faithful are finally rewarded here with 6.
Some great footwork from Clement here, too. Watch right there. He just did a little sidestep because he'd been running that counter outside to the left, and everybody on LSU's defense was waiting for it, and one little shallow cut to his right got him in the end zone.
Gaglianone, the extra point is good. And Wisconsin, all of a sudden, last 3 possessions have produced points. Call your friends. 13-0 Badgers in the third.
If you can dream it, you can do it. In the all-new Ridgeline from Honda.
Before taking his team to state for the first time,
Go get it, Marcus. Go get it.
Coach Gilman used his Cash Rewards credit card from Bank of America to earn 1% cash back everywhere, every time, at places like the batting cages. 2% back at grocery stores, and now at wholesale clubs. And 3% back on gas, which helped him give his players something extra.
It's a little token.
The Cash Rewards credit card from Bank of America. More cash back for the things you buy most.
It was his turn to buy the next round. It just happened to be during a huge pick six. A play so big, years from now, it will be known as simply the pick. It's a shame, but it's also a badge of honor all true fans must endure. So sprint proudly, my friend, because we get you. And like you, Courtyard is all about the game.
Some ask, why would you do this? She asks, why wouldn't you? Coors Light. Whatever your mountain, climb on.
Perhaps if chickens bothered to fly, they'd have more meat on those wings. Until then, Arby's will dip this in buffalo sauce. Arby's, we have the meat.
The hit show that blew up the Twitterverse is back.
I'm looking for a killer.
A new case and a new suspect has everyone already obsessed.
You think I killed my wife? That's what I'm gonna find out.
Secrets and Lies returns Sunday, September 25th on ABC.
More big-time college football coming your way on Monday night. Ole Miss, Florida State. Noles led by their Heisman hopeful running back, Dalvin Cook. Rebels and Noles, 8 Eastern on ESPN, also streaming live on the ESPN app and watch ESPN. Imagine people tuning in right now are somewhat surprised at our score. 13-0, Wisconsin leads LSU. Here's Darius Geis. Trying to give LSU something to work with and can't even get out to the 20-yard line. Take a look at our Pacific Life game summary. First major college football game here at Lambeau Field, with all due respect to Fordham and St. Norbert's. Look at time possession, more than 2-1 in favor of the Badgers, keeping Leonard Fournette off the field and out of the end zone. The numbers speak for themselves. That's roughly a 3-yard average. I was told there'd be no math. Here's Fournette trying to work on those numbers. And he cracks out ahead to the 22 before T.J. Watt brings him down.
I think LSU now, you gotta think about balance on the outside. Cam Cameron, by the way, down on the field for the second game only at his LSU tenure. He did it in the bowl game, but he came down at the behest of Les Miles and Brandon Harris to kind of settle Brandon Harris down at times, to open the lines of communication. They haven't been able to get things going.
Give it to Fournette, able to turn the corner, now running downhill, and still on his feet, out to midfield, and that's what we expected to see all afternoon, and rarely there's the big chunk yardage for the first time.
And this is what, we just said it, Steve, exactly what we expected to see, and this is what I think LSU needs to continue to do. Give the ball to your workhorse, your bell cow, and watch, he's eventually going to break one. The problem, I think, is they tried to create too much balance. They tried to get Harris going to the quarterback position. They have not gotten into a rhythm, and they haven't been physical up front enough so far, but you're starting to see, just give them 2-3 in a row and see what can happen.
Well, and Todd, that's a little bit of a different approach. Not inside the tackles, but that time they got him on the edge. I'd say over 50% of his yards come in between the tackles. But outside the edge, they're finally finding a little bit of a soft spot. That's Tyndall, the corner for Wisconsin, who's backed up by a true freshman. Every time a corner comes out of the game injured, the antennas go up.
Maybe throwing the football to one of these big wide receivers, Dupree or Doral on the outside.
This is the 5th play LSU has run in Wisconsin territory, and they're in Wisconsin territory, I mean, barely. Fournette closer to the sticks, or Jack Sitchie brings him down.
I think it's going to be Leonard Fournette's show here on this. I mean, you got the best player in college football, and you're down 13-0. He probably went over to Les Miles and said, listen, just give me the ball.
Second and short.
LSU's going without a huddle. They have plenty of time at the line of scrimmage to change formation.
Out of the eye, second man through is Fournette, and he is lowering that shoulder and helmet and banging forward the first down and then some.
Gotta give some credit to J.D. Moore, the big fullback, right? 44, ISO after ISO. We probably have had 20 of these in the game. We saw the linebacker for Wisconsin injured, or on the first play of the game. And these guys, Moore, Rakithian Mouton, David Ducre, all three of them can be the lead road grader for these backs for LSU.
Moore tore his ACL last October. So Fournette did a lot of that without his lead blocker in front of him. Now he's back. Here's Darius Geis. The changeup a little bit. Pushed back from the 30-yard line.
This is what Urban Meyer used to do a lot the last couple of years. He wasn't calling every play, but every once in a while he'd walk over with his Tom Herman or last year with his coordinator and say, hey, listen, this drive's Ezekiel Elliott. We're going to absolutely wear him out here. And they would run 9-10 plays in a row. We saw Geis come in, and that's not a bad changeup either. Geis is probably the most talented backup in all of college football. But when you have backs like this and an offensive line, and you want this identity to be LSU football pounding away in the interior, I have no problem with the way that they've come out in this second half and trying to run the football.
Geis is a kid who grew up walking distance from the office, and you see Harris calling timeout. And frustration there with the play clock running out.
That's on the sideline, right? You got to get to playing faster.
If you can dream it, you can do it in the all-new Ridgeline from Honda.
Hey, it's been crazy with school being back, so we are constantly going over our data limit.
Oh, well, now all our new plans come with no data overages.
Wow, no more overages?
So that means...
Go on, say it.
We'll finally be in control.
And we're back.
Introducing new AT&T plans with no data overage charges.
I used to hunt with my dad. I used to take you, too, when you were about 10. I would have never thought you would ever shoot your first deer. I never heard one human being make that many noises in the woods. Burping and coughing and sneezing. And
I had allergies, man.
After I heard the shot, I was probably as excited as you were. It was just a real proud moment.
I would have mounted it if you would have let me, but I didn't know you didn't mount does back then, so we could have stuck some antlers on it later down the road.
Tree limbs, whatever.
Brakes. They aren't complicated. If they act up, stop in the AutoZone. With our help, you can always fix your car with confidence. Hoods up, America. Brake pads.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
College football presented by Walmart. Brought to you by the all-new Honda Ridgeline for truck tough things and everyday things. AT&T, mobilizing your world. And Shop Field & Stream, where traditions begin.
Aerial coverage today's game provided by Goodyear. Make every drive a touchdown with superior performance from Goodyear tires. Goodyear, the official sponsor of the college football playoff. Saw some purple and gold. They haven't had a lot to cheer about so far. Except on this drive, 5 runs for 54 yards after 30 yards rushing in the first 7 possessions total. Fournette's back in the game. And confusion in the backfield. Football is out, and Fournette gets it. That's coming out of a timeout, too.
Jack Sitchie has done this from time to time. He did it in the bowl game. He just times up the snap in the A-gap, and there's nobody there to block him. They did it 3 times against USC in the bowl game. He had 3 consecutive sacks. He's got a great sense and innate ability. He's very instinctive, as coaches say, a former walk-on, and 85% effort and relentlessness. That's how he loves to play.
Sitchie was the only player at the walkthrough yesterday barefoot. Said he really wanted to touch the Lambeau turf. Feel it with his feet, and he did. Here's Harris throwing. Incomplete. Malachi Dupree was the intended target there.
It's a good throw there. The most confident throw I've seen from Brandon Harris in this game. Anticipating where that receiver was going to be. It was just a little bit out in front of the wide receiver. Would have been a great catch, but it turns out they're going to have to punt the football.
Still a goose egg for LSU when it comes to 3rd down conversions. 0 for 6 in the game.
Well, in negative plays have hurt them because it's not an offense that's explosive enough to come back from being 2nd and 15. It's just not.
Many traditions at LSU, including Australian-born punters like Josh Browden, the 3rd such punter on LSU dating back to 2011. Take a look at today's Aflac trivia question. Don't cheat, Greasy. LSU and Wisconsin each have a former player who went on to play for the Green Bay Packers and then became Pro Football Hall of Famers. I ask you, who are they?
Levy, I already watched Greasy looking at it before the game started.
So that's how you guys roll, huh?
Tell the truth, Todd. Did I get the answer right or not? At least one of them.
You had one of them.
Yeah. The other one, good luck.
Really, you want credit for the one you got, huh?
I started looking up around the Ring of Fame here in the stadium, just thinking I could maybe find a name. I'll go with, how about Blood McNally?
Is there a better nickname than that? They got 2 nicknames up on the wall. Earl Curly Lambeau and John Blood McNally. Digging it. On 1st down. Here's Clement trying to buy them some breathing room. Gets out to the 5-yard line.
It's one of the things you see that's when you come out of the stadium and you see all these names. There's Blood McNally, and you see Lambeau, you see Nitschke, Willie Davis, Bart Starr, Jimmy Taylor. I mean, this is a cathedral to football, and you're really privileged if you ever have a chance to play in the stadium.
Buy a ticket. Yeah. Pretty good privilege, too. It's Clement again. The Packers do not have their first home game here in the regular season until the 25th of September. So they'll be able to adjust the hash marks and the numbers. They go wider in college than they do in the NFL.
Big 3rd down here for LSU. They're disappointed that they weren't able to get points on that good drive, but they kick them down inside the 5-yard line, and you need your defense to get a 3-and-out to flip the field and give your offense a short opportunity.
Clement is out. Ogunbowale is the single setback behind Bart Houston. On 3rd and 4. Again, clean pocket. Intercepted! Picked off by Tre'Davious White. And if the offense can't score, maybe the defense can. And that's how LSU will score their first touchdown of the season. Pick 6.
Come back to situational football with Bart Houston. He threw the interception in the first half on a 3rd down in the red zone, trying to force the ball. 3rd down backed up inside your 10-yard line. The most important thing to do is protect the football. He tried to flip the field, go to his 3rd receiver, and if you throw the ball late in front of Tre'Davious White, who's going to be a 1st-round draft pick, he's going to make you pay.
Colby Delahousse, first opportunity for some points for him. Out of the hold of the punter, Rowden. Taylor Hussein puts it through. Tre'Davious White in this new Dave Aranda defense, playing more nickel than lockdown corner, so you can make plays from all over the field. Plays like that one. 13-7.
When you want a truck that can do the tough truck things, but you also want one that can do everyday things. That's smarter and more versatile. You want a Ridgeline. For truck things and other things. The all-new versatile Ridgeline from Honda.
Join Chick-fil-A One by September 10th and get a free breakfast entree.
In a world that needs a hero, justice is spelled B-O-X.
Say hello to a powerful tool that gives you options to fit your budget. Dun, dun, dun.
I don't know that an insurance-themed comic book is what we're looking for.
Did I mention he can save people nearly $600? You haven't even heard my catchphrase. I'm all done with this guy. Box him up.
That's terrible.
This one's got detachable keys. It comes with a pen so you can ride as you please. This Mac doesn't have any of that. It's less useful, like a hat for your cat. Surface has touch and a beautiful screen. You can see things like they've never been seen. This Mac doesn't quite compare. It's slower, heavy, and a bit square. Fold it in half. Hello when you start. Lighter than air, you can doodle a heart. Yes, it's plain to see. The Surface Pro 4 is made for me.
Here at Outback, it's the big steak and crab bash. You get half a pound of sweet snow crab legs, paired with our new tender centre-cut sirloin. Hurry in, the Outback steak and crab bash starts at just $14.99. Bloomin' great.
Vengeance comes to Tuesdays this fall. ABC.
Second costly mistake for Bart Houston on this third down. He was trying to get the ball to his tight end, Fumagalli. That was his first read. He's not there, and he tries to get back to the backside late. So right here, now he's trying to go back to the backside, and this is covered by Tre'Davious White, and he throws the football late, and it's an easy interception and return. Momentum completely flipped now into LSU's favor because of that one mistake.
I was standing right behind him and had a great angle at the window in which he saw the receiver flash late but didn't see the corner behind him. You can't take that chance when you're that deep in your own territory.
Cameron Campbell will kick it away. Latrell Jamerson will let it go. There's a flag. We'll check the flag when we come back. Here's Cassidy Harbert in the studio.
Thanks, Steve. Georgia's Nick Chubb, in his first game since suffering a season-ending knee injury in Week 1 last season, looking well and healthy here. In for the 2-yard score. He already has 53 yards rushing in the first quarter. Georgia up 7-0 on UNC over on ESPN.
Well, that's a great sign for Kirby Smart. You know, you get that job and you don't know. You hope that Nick Chubb is going to be healthy. Sony Michel's had his own issues, so great to see when any of those guys come back from those devastating injuries.
Here's Wisconsin. We'll see how Houston settles down. After throwing the pick six. Hand off to Clement. Maybe has a yard. Godchaw and making the...
You know, what's interesting is the adjustments now that Dave Aranda is making in the second half. They were getting gashed by that counter, that last drive touchdown drive in the first half, and Dave Aranda, one of the smartest coaches in college football, is going to come up with something, maybe more penetration. That's what kills the counters, when you can get penetration in the backfield and knock off those pullers.
2nd and 9. Houston through the hands of Jazz Peavy. Tre'Davious White responsible for the points on the board for LSU. That 18 is significant. Not just his favorite number growing up. That's the honor number they hand out at LSU. Matt Marquardt, Jacob Hesterwart on their way to national championships. The coaching staff and past number 18s vote on who wears the current 18. So quite an honor for Tre'Davious White. Looks like a smart choice again. As LSU on the board. 3rd and 9. Houston had to step up and throw out a wide open receiver, and it's George Russian, and he lost the football. Another turnover. Dante Jackson able to bang it free, and Tre'Davious White, number 18, is there.
That's a great throw from Houston. Great execution. You finally get a conversion, and then you don't secure the football. I don't think he ever put that ball away completely when he had it. Clearly it's a catch because he moves upfield and he's made a football move. Clearly a fumble, but just lack of ball security. Again, 2 turnovers and back-to-back drives for Wisconsin. That's what you could not afford to start the second half.
3rd of the game, 2 consecutive, when everything was going Wisconsin's way. So LSU will take over in excellent field position at the 41 of the Badgers. Here's Harris. Has Fournette out of the backfield and makes the catch down to the 10-yard line. The Tigers suddenly rolling.
I love the aggressive play call there after a turnover in the red zone fringe there. Take a shot. Not only that, but you take it to your best player down the field. What a great catch from Fournette.
LSU going fast here, trying to catch Wisconsin. It's Fournette. And touchdown. Wow, things change quickly. Trayvon Doral. In the blink of the eye, this has gone from all Wisconsin to LSU about to try and take the lead.
Great call from Cameron. You expect a downhill run from Leonard Fournette. Doral and Dupree haven't really got a whole lot of touches in this game, but they're so talented. You got to just flip it out there to him from time to time, and he made Dakota Dixon miss for the touchdown.
De La Hussein puts it through. 14 points in 67 seconds.
Go back to that aggressive call from Cameron. Right after the fumble recovery, you're going to see both wide receivers are going to come down, and they're going to run out. All they're trying to do is clear the way for number 7 to come down the field. This ball is in the air for a long time. It's hard to concentrate if you're Leonard Fournette, knowing there's a safety back just going to hit me. But he does it just like a receiver. That's one of the hardest things to do, is wait for a ball to come down without getting hit. And then the touchdown, this is just pure athleticism from Doral. You knew LSU wasn't just going to come out here in the second half and lay down. That there was going to be some fight. Tre'Davious White, give him credit, one of their senior leaders, makes a play when he needs to make a play. And then defensively, they get another fumble, and they're right back on top of this game.
Fournette catching a football out of the backfield should not come as a surprise. That's not surprising anyone there. 43 catches last season for 253 receiving yards. But man, that, you go to the fridge for a cold one, you leave 13-0 Wisconsin, you come back, pop the top, and it's 14-13 LSU. Latrell Jamerson try to get a return, maybe out to the 25-yard line. Darius Geis, who does everything on the special teams tackle. Now the answer to today's Aflac trivia question, we asked you, But LSU and Wisconsin, each having a former player, went on to play for the Packers and become Pro Football Hall of Famers.
I had Jimmy Taylor.
Yes, you did.
I had that one. The other one, I'm going with Blood. I'm going with Blood McNally. Oh, it was Arnie.
Arnie is up there.
Who doesn't know Arnie?
Arnie is up there on the wall.
Oh, look at that.
There's a good look at Arnie.
That's the jump pass. Look at that right leg, you know.
Did lead the NFL in passing and passing touchdowns 3 times. Arnie Herber for the win. So Wisconsin now. Drop ball on Houston. Looked like the pass was right there. Badgers in unfamiliar position, playing from behind all of a sudden.
Wow. It's been man-to-man coverage all game long, and Tre'Davious White is locked up all over Jazz Peavy, and I think he got away with one there. His left hand on his left arm, pulled it back. Should have been a flag.
Tre'Davious is taking this game over right now.
You might want to throw the other side of the field if you're Bart Houston.
2nd and 10. Handoff for Gumbawale. Trying to make some people miss. Has it up for the first down. There is a flag.
Boy, Wisconsin is self-destructing. The turnovers, now they get a good run and a penalty.
Personal foul, hands to the face, defense number 57. That 15-yard penalty will be added to the end of the run, automatic, first down.
Devon Godchow flagged for that. A 2nd personal foul of the game.
Take that back. They're self-destructing on the turnovers, but not on the penalty.
Yeah.
Now they got to take advantage of that.
Jacob Maxwell of Wisconsin had the earlier personal foul.
It's a 15-yard penalty. First down.
10, 15, you know. It's the first game of the year.
Round it up. USC Alabama tonight. Clemson and Auburn.
Well, I can't
on
wait.
ESPN.
Can't wait to watch that Clemson Auburn game. A lot of fun to watch Deshaun Watson operate.
Ball at midfield. At Lambeau Field. And it's Clement. Right back to the line of scrimmage. Kendall Beckwith on the stop.
Yeah, we haven't said Kendall Beckwith's name very much today. He is their senior leader in the middle of that defense. He's taken to Dave Aranda's coaching. He's the one that's getting everybody lined up. The assimilation to this new 3-4 look from Dave Aranda, attacking defense. Beckwith is the one that they need for consistency throughout the course of this year to make plays.
On the end around, A.J. Taylor coming through, the true freshman. Gets the carry.
Beckwith again. Now he's starting to find his rhythm right in the middle of the screen. Diagnoses it correctly, then you see the speed. That's a wide receiver he's running down there. Probably his biggest asset is his speed. 252 pounds to be able to run down a wide receiver. That's unique.
So a loss on the play brings up 3rd and 11. Houston steps up and throws. Had a seam. It was behind his intended target. Wheelwright, and couldn't bring it down. Bring up a 4th down.
You know, and Houston's had some struggles in this half, but his receivers have to start making some plays. That's the 3rd drop that we've seen this half from wide receivers. Great job by Houston hanging in, going to his 2nd read. Didn't have a lot of room to work. And that ball's not perfectly placed, but you've got to make that catch.
No, that's a good point, Todd. He's got to flip his hips. You got to open up that back hip. That's something they coach those wide receivers. Throw that hip open, and that'll allow you to turn around and make that catch. But you're right, Bart Houston, great pocket awareness to shift and get the ball downfield. You got to convert.
Tre'Davious White signaling fair catch, and he'll let it go. And it is dropped at the 2-yard line. Good punt, good coverage. College football action continues tomorrow night on ABC. 10th-ranked Notre Dame will take on Texas. The Fighting Irish, the Longhorns. Prime time college football presented by Capital One tomorrow night.
You know, they ask us for our, college football playoff teams before the season. Notre Dame's one of mine, but I do have a question. 2 quarterbacks for Brian Kelly. I'm not so sure. I don't like that. I like to pick one and roll with them.
Deshaun Kaiser and Malik Zaire. I would think Kaiser would have the first shot at it and maybe use Zaire, but that's the big thing. You got to manage that. For Texas, new system. Sterling Gilbert's new offense comes in. He's Art Briles' disciple. Those wide receivers for Texas have great opportunities. I'm excited to watch this new offensive system for the Longhorns.
Starting from the 2-yard line. Quick throw out to the right. Harris able to complete. And should be very close to the first down. Right back to Doral, who scored the touchdown.
Now, Sojourn Shelton just let him off the hook there. He's their senior leader in the secondary. Started 37 games. Got a one-on-one tackle against a wide receiver. You got to get him on the ground. Now, he does give up about 30 pounds and 5 or 6 inches to Doral, but that's a play you got to make to keep the LSU backed up.
Back to Leonard Fournette. Stopped after a 1-yard gain by T.J. Watt.
One issue that we talked about coming into the game, and you saw it there, the play before with Doral going up against Sojourn Shelton. The size is such an issue. You've got 6'2", 6'3", 6'4", going up against 5'9" and 5'11" at the cornerback spot. So they haven't been able to use it the whole game, but you've seen the second half a couple opportunities for these bigger receivers to take advantage of their size advantage against these corners.
2nd and 9 after the 1-yard run by Fournette. They'll give it to him again. A little more there. He's out just shy of the 20-yard line as T.J. Watt again on the tackle. So we come up on the final 35 seconds of quarter number 3.
You know, Todd, I was talking with the new defensive back coach for Wisconsin, Jim Leonard, longtime NFL pro, great player at Wisconsin, not very big in his own right, maybe 5'9", 5'10". He said he didn't have much problem D'ing up a bunch of those bigger NFL wide receivers, and he didn't feel like Sojourn Shelton would have any issue today either.
Again, LSU still has yet to convert on a 3rd down. Play clock and the game clock matched up almost exactly. And a timeout is called. Amazing. LSU has not converted a single 3rd down, and they lead in the football game.
You know, the other game I'm fired up to see is Monday night. That Florida State-Ole Miss game between DeAndre Francois. That's the big question mark with FSU, right? We saw what Houston did to Oklahoma. They did it to FSU last year in the Peach Bowl. They better watch out for Ole Miss.
I talked to Jimbo in the spring, and he was saying how excited he was, about this team. That's not necessarily like him, getting to know him over the years, but also about Francois, and that was before Sean McGuire got injured. So he was excited about what Francois could be for this program and the future that he had. Now we're going to find out probably a little bit earlier than they expected, although I talked to some people down there that thought that Francois may have won the job anyway. So they are loaded. Every single starter's back on that offense except the quarterback. So Francois is in a good situation in terms of supporting cast.
Get 2 ACC teams in the playoff this year?
Maybe.
No.
3rd and 3. Put 2 seconds back on the clock. Final play, quarter number 3. And there it is. Finally, a 3rd down conversion to Malachi Dupree. Can you imagine? Wisconsin in a 13-0 lead. Yet it's LSU on top by 1. We get set for 4th quarter action, the first major college football game ever played at Lambeau Field.
Bank of America Cash Rewards credit card is made for fans. Like me? Like you, Joe. Earn 1% cash back on purchases, everywhere, every time. Earn 2% at grocery stores and wholesale clubs, so you can be the tailgate king. And earn 3% on gas, so you can follow your team anywhere. You can earn enough cash back to tailgate like you mean it. Two-man wave. Woo! Woo! You're supposed to send it back. Apply online or at a Bank of America near you.
It's all imported cheeses. This is a fondue party, Mike.
I realize that, Alan. Taco Bell has these new burritos with warm melted cheese in the center.
This is a Gorgonzola Gruyere medley.
This is a 3-cheese blend plus nacho cheese sauce medley.
The best way to serve warm melted cheese is in the center of a beefy burrito. New cheesy core burritos only at Taco Bell.
Are you ready? Are you ready?
You gotta be ready.
I mean, really ready.
Are you ready to open? Ready to compete?
Ready to welcome?
The floors, mats, spotless. The uniforms, clean and crisp.
Do your people have the right safety gear? Are they protected?
I'm ready! You think your customers can't tell the difference between who's ready and who's not?
Of course they do.
I'm ready for you. Everybody wants a piece of ready.
Cintas, ready for the workday.
You know, Blackish is nominated for 3 Emmys. I cried like Whoopi in Color Purple. They've already won an NAACP award and a Peabody. I mean, what are they going to do next?
We're going to Disney World!
Wednesday, September 21st, it's a special season premiere at the happiest place on earth.
You stepped over a baby in a stroller to get on a ride.
That baby was too old to be in a stroller.
Blackish season premiere after Modern Family's premiere. Wednesday, September 21st on ABC.
You won't notice any untamed acreage here, a retaining wall that needs rebuilding, or an old gnarled tree stump in the middle of a field. Why? Because it's already been taken care of. That's why. New Holland has the power and versatility to create whatever world you imagine. Being equipped for tomorrow starts today. Get 0% financing for up to 84 months on any compact tractor at your local New Holland dealer. New Holland, equipped for a new world.
Join me for my new show, Harry, right here on ABC 6.
Welcome back to ESPN on ABC College Football, presented by Walmart as part of Field & Stream Store's kickoff week. Did you feel the building shaking a little bit? It's not like Camp Randall shaking.
I don't want to feel this building shake. I want this to be stable.
They did jump around, and we should point out they do jump around for every Packers game. It's something they have borrowed from their friends in Madison. So here we go to open up quarter number 4. 5th-ranked LSU with a 1-point lead. And on first down, they hand it to Leonard Fournette. In the third quarter, Fournette had 8 rushes for 62 yards and 2 receptions for 35 yards. They've realized it's time to get the ball to number 7, which was not the case in the first half. Puts him over 100 yards rushing now. But it's a quiet 101 for Fournette to this point.
That big 30-yarder.
That's it. That was the real big gash play from Fournette to this point. On 2nd and 6, here's Harris going to throw. Lost it down the sideline. Jump ball there, and it's knocked away. Dupree couldn't bring it down.
Well, there we go. We were talking about the smaller corners against the bigger wide receivers. Tyndall, 175 pounds, 5'11", going up against Dupree, who's 6'4", 200 pounds. And I think these corners are aggressive to the football. They do not back down.
They are. And I'll say this, though. Harris, if he puts a little bit more under it, gives the receiver a chance to use his size. That time the ball's a little bit underthrown. He had to go climbing over the corner's back.
And Todd, that's what this offense has become, 50-50 balls on the outside.
Yep. Here's the throw again, too tall, just too high for Dupree again. Sojourn Shelton there on the coverage.
And when I was talking to Jim Leonard from Wisconsin, their defensive back coach, yesterday on the field, he said these guys are tall, but they don't play tall. They don't go up and use their 6'4", 6'3" frames to make a bunch of plays up high. He said, if my guys fight through their arms to the ball, we should be fine, and that's exactly what's happening.
Because it shouldn't be a 50-50 ball. Not 6'4" against 5'11".
No.
It shouldn't really be. It should be 75-25 ball. But here they don't play like they're big. Jazz Peden back to return for Wisconsin. He won't have that opportunity. See where they spot that punt. Official still walking out to the 40, maybe the 41. Good field position.
Hello.
Hi.
Welcome. So under this curtain is the Chevy that was awarded most dependable by J.D. Power. Which vehicle do you think it is? The Chevy Volt.
Impala? Cruise?
It's actually the Chevy Malibu.
Oh, wow.
It was awarded most dependable midsize car by J.D. Power.
Wow, it looks great.
But not only Malibu was awarded.
What is happening? Oh my gosh, it's going up.
The Chevy Camaro was also awarded by J.D. Power as most dependable midsize sporty car.
That's amazing.
Best of both worlds. But not just Camaro and Malibu were awarded.
What? This is mind-blowing.
The Equinox was awarded most dependable compact SUV.
I would expect maybe 1 or 2, but 3 is a lot.
That's incredible. Is it more incredible if they had 4?
Oh my goodness!
The Chevy Silverado HD was awarded most dependable large heavy-duty pickup.
There's so many.
Yeah, Chevy's earned more 2016 J.D. Power awards for initial quality and dependability than any other brand.
Thanks for blowing our minds.
You say crazy, I say crafted. You say savage, I say practiced. Crazy, crafted, savage, practiced. Let's run that whole thing back. You say unbelievable, I say achievable. You say incredible, I say inevitable. Unbelievable, achievable, incredible, inevitable. Let's run that whole thing back. Carbs to compete, electrolytes to replenish.
Hey, Julie, I know today's critical, but I really need a sick day.
Dads don't take sick days. Dads take Dayquil Severe, the non-drowsy, coughing, aching fever, sore throat, stuffy head, no sick days medicine.
What's it like to be in good hands? Like finding new ways to be taken care of.
Home, car, life insurance, obviously.
But with added touches you can't get everywhere else, like claim-free rewards?
Or safe driving bonus checks. Oh, yes. Even a claim satisfaction guarantee.
In means protection plus unique extras. Only from an expert Allstate agent.
It's good to be in good hands.
Come into Applebee's for the new wood-fired grill menu. Choose from a mouth-watering variety seared to juicy perfection over split American oak. Like savory wood-fired grilled chicken with 2 sides for just $9.99. The new wood-fired grill, only at Applebee's.
Are you ready for what comes next?
New season. New secrets. New threats.
Get the president and the first lady out of here.
Quantico. Season premiere September 25th on ABC.
Take a look at our game-changing moment brought to you by Benjamin Moore.
Yeah, this third down interception, flipping the field from Bart Houston, throwing it late against one of the better corners in all of college football, Tre'Davious White, and he's got those return skills from being a punt returner. Thought for a second he might try the Lambeau leap, but it looked like his partner Dante Jackson said, "Hey man, this I'm gonna keep you from getting having to put your finger out like Les Miles said to get home." He was the one that said he wanted to do it.
Yeah,
and
sure.
to have a pick 6 if there was ever a time.
Too tight a game, 1-point game.
Yeah, that's true.
Things open up, maybe worth 15 yards. There's a flag on the play. It's Corey Clement as the ball carrier. Kendall Beckwith brings him down. Some would say every college football Saturday is a national holiday. This truly is a holiday weekend. Thanks for spending part of it with us. And take us with you wherever you are. Your app, tablet. Watch ESPN.
Personal foul. Chop block. Offense number 63 and number 20. 15-yard penalty from the previous spot. Replay first down.
That's Dieter, the center, and the fullback, Ramesh. See him right in the middle right here. And I think it was actually by mistake. Ramesh was just trying to get to the second level, but Godchow, 57, beat Dieter in the backfield, and just so happened that they blocked high and low on Godchow at the same time, and that's a personal foul penalty.
1st and 25. Ramesh is split out, bottom of your screen. And that's exactly where he's looking. Ramesh on the receiving end from Bart Houston. Tre'Davious White stop, and here's Cassidy.
All right, Steve, number 16 UCLA in some trouble against Texas A&M. Trevor Knight to Josh Reynolds. 40-yard touchdown pass. It's 24-9 A&M after 3. Back to you guys.
So is that a surprise?
Grease is on the Dogs all weekend, huh? You are on the Dogs all weekend.
I just had a feeling about Deshaun Hall, Myles Garrett, that, you know, quarterback's talking smack about the noise level.
Houston, nice throw. Able to complete to Robert, wheel right across midfield.
Everything that's happened here in the second half for Wisconsin has been negative. And Bart Houston now has an opportunity in the fourth quarter of your opening start. The game's at Lambeau is against a top 5 team. It's all right here for him. A 1-point game. You couldn't ask for anything more. He's got an opportunity. That was a nice throw with anticipation for a first down.
Badgers and Badger Nation would take this opportunity every second. Trailing by 1 with the football. Ogunbowale across midfield there. Duke Riley on the stop.
They've gotten away a little bit. The only thing I don't like is they've gotten away a little bit from the counter game with Clement. Get Clement in the ball game. He's your best player by far.
Going back to Houston, how big were those 2 throws after the 15-yard penalty? Backed up again, everything that has gone wrong in the second half. To be able to, in the 2 throws, throw strikes, get a first down, and at least flip the field position and give yourself a chance to maybe drive down here and score. Those were 2 huge plays for the Badgers.
Started with a 1st and 25. Here's Houston, didn't feel the pressure, trying to stay up, and is finally brought down. Dropped by Arden Key. He's 19 away now of his goal of 20 sacks on the season.
And this is just bad design here. You can't have a tight end in Fumagalli blocking the best rusher for LSU, Arden Key. This was never going to have success, and that's just not good design of football right there, and you're going to pay for it. Key came into this season with his goal. He wanted to have 20 sacks, and that's a ambitious goal, but you know, he's got a lot of talent. Off to a great start.
Since 2005, only Elvis Dumerville of Louisville has had a 20-sack season. Here's Houston. Unable to hook up with Jazz Peavy. Again, it's Tre'Davious White, who does everything on that LSU's defense on the coverage. He knows it. Gives you the finger wag.
You get the sense with these 2 offenses anyway, they're not real explosive. Outside of Leonard Fournette, there's not a real explosive offensive player, and so if you get negative plays on 1st and 2nd down, neither one of them's really adept at getting back and being able to convert that 3rd down. And just 1 negative play for Wisconsin, and they got a punt.
And punting has been an issue in this game for both sides. Here's P.J. Rosowski.
Whoa.
Let it roll.
I don't know if that touched Tre'Davious White or not. That was very close to touching Tre'Davious White's foot.
That is a reviewable play. We'll take a few looks at that.
He's coming up hard to try to catch that ball. No, it did not touch him. Unless he kicked with the toe. Another angle. Well, Beagle was right there on top of it.
They're showing it on the Jumbotron, and the crowd is reacting. Bill LeMonnier is with us in the booth. Former Big Ten official for some 20 years. Bill?
Oh, Bill, welcome to the 2016 season. Well, how was that?
They just buzzed from the replay booth, so the play's under review. Replay will look at this, see if it hit his foot there, change directions. Those will be some of the indicators, especially on some of the angles. If they determine it's hit his foot, they'll award the recovery to Wisconsin, but no advance. Because it's just a muff of a kick. So there's no potential advance.
Just me looking at it, I don't think he touched it. Because you see from right here, if he touched it, it was with his toe. okay, from that angle. But when you look at it from the other angle, clearly his toe didn't touch the ball. From me looking at it, I would say at the very minimum, there's not enough evidence to overturn the call.
Conclusive evidence, yeah.
I agree with you. There's not indisputable video evidence here. Matter of fact, your point about the two views, it doesn't appear it hit his foot at all.
It was close, a lot closer than I know Les Miles wanted. Boy.
And for the record, Bill is our rules expert. He broke 2 rules today already. He was following behind us. I think he went through 2 red lights.
Oh, wow.
I'm just saying. So professionally,
can we get a
rules expert.
Can we get an instant replay on that?
On the way to the stadium. That's at the command center, I believe.
Wait for it.
we did kind of blow through some yellows and might have put our pal Bill in a rough spot.
After further review, the ruling on the field stands. First down.
Yeah, I think that's the right call. And with that, at this point in the game, a 1-point game in the 4th quarter with a game change like that, you want to have the right call.
We said prior to the opening kickoff when toe meets leather, toe failed to meet leather. Well, that was close, man. Ball spotted at the 12, and it would have been there either way. Here's Brendan Harris now, coming up on 11 minutes to play, quarter number 4. 5th-ranked Tigers by 1. Give it to Fournette, trying to pick his spots, jumps to the outside with running room. First down and much more after that. Forced out by Leo Musso, I beg your pardon.
Enjoy as much of this as you can. Probably only have 1 year left at number 7 in college football, and the vision, the cuts, the speed, the power, man, it's got the whole package, Todd.
He does, and give his receiver credit. Malachi Dupree, 15. He was out and did a nice job blocking initially, realized he was losing position, and just pulled his hands away and let Fournette finish off the run rather than getting the hold downfield.
Gain of 19 on that play. Here's Fournette for a couple. Todd, what's Leonard Fournette working on as he goes to look forward to play on Sundays in stadiums like this one?
Well, first of all, don't get injured. Don't think about it. Second of all, he can continue to improve catching the ball and pass pro, but he's still very good in those areas. I've got him as the #1 player. I can't remember having a running back as the #1 prospect on the board going into a year or ending a year. He's that talented. You got a couple other defensive linemen after that, and then Jamal Adams, who's been a little bit quiet on the defensive side for LSU, coming in at number 6 at that safety position.
TJ Watt is out. Garrett Dooley has checked in on 2nd and 7. Off play action. Harris under pressure. And he is dropped down by Vince Biegel, one of the co-captains of this Wisconsin team.
Biegel's an outstanding player. You know, Todd, I think the thing I love most about Leonard Fournette, there's been a lot said about, you know, him not getting hurt. Some people say he shouldn't even play this year. And I love the response by Leonard Fournette. It's like, I'm playing for not just me, I'm playing for my team, I'm playing for the state of Louisiana with everything that's going on down there. And then last, I'm playing for me. That's the exact answer you want in a leader, Leonard Fournette, unselfish.
Yeah, he gets it.
He's a man of few words as well.
Yeah, that's true.
Just get it off before the play clock on 3rd down and 8. Dump it off to Fournette. He gets it, but he doesn't get that. Ryan Connolly stepped up to fill the hole. And the Badgers will get the football back.
Give Ryan Connolly, the true sophomore, credit. Comes in, is replacing Orr, who was injured the first play, fights through. That's one of the best centers in all of college football in Posick. He goes right around him and puts the best player in college football on the ground. Looks like Connolly's going to have a great future at Wisconsin.
Here's Josh Grouden. Again in his college debut. Bit of a spotty effort. Again, he'll try to angle this football. Jazz Peavy. Ball for the fair catch. Wisconsin will take over at the 23-yard line. They'll do so trailing by 1 in the first major college football game ever played at historic Lambeau Field.
And we're going into overtime.
Oh. Sam's Choice stuffed crust pepperoni pizza. Stuffed with 3 cheeses, $5.98. Save money, live better. Walmart.
Hey, honey. You remember to look the Buick, right?
Of course I do. I'd never forget that.
The My Buick app, now available in every Buick.
You closed all the apartment windows, too.
Come on. Really?
You're the best.
This Labor Day, discover the new Buick and get 20% below MSRP on all remaining 2016 Encore 1SB models. That's nearly $5,600 below MSRP on this Encore.
Power. Steering wheel. Performance. Shift. Pigskin. Seat. And pepper. Let's go. Perfectly engineered for tailgates, home gates, well, any type of gate. Introducing the future of tailgating. The all-new Tailgate 2000.
My best invention since the college football playoff.
Let's go, Dr. Pepper here!
Larry, told you can't park this here, man. How'd you know it was me?
Let's go, Dr. Pepper here!
Look at all these purchases you made with your airline credit card. Hold on, you only got double miles on stuff you bought from that airline? Let me show you something better. The Capital One Venture Card. With Venture, you earn unlimited double miles on every purchase. Not just airline purchases. Every purchase, everywhere, every day. No, really, double miles on all of them. What's in your wallet?
College football presented by Walmart. This season, celebrate game time with savings from Walmart. And in part by Buick, proud partner of the NCAA. And Dr. Pepper, it's a college tradition.
They're going to host a wedding here next week. They host about 100 weddings a year at Lambeau Field. Playing college football today. Aerial coverage of today's game provided by Goodyear. Make every drive a touchdown with superior performance from Goodyear Tires. Goodyear, the official sponsor of the college football playoff.
Here it is, Steve. This is why you came back, man, to do college football. Fourth quarter, 8 minutes, 1-point game, and a guy who's never played before, a quarterback with an opportunity.
Named Bart. Here's Houston. They'll hand it off to Corey Clement. He's out to the 26-yard line. Devon Goodshaw on the stop.
And if I'm Paul Chryst on the sideline for this drive, I just told Bart Houston, listen, man, this is all you want. Go out here in the fourth quarter, let it all hang out. You got nothing to lose. Nobody expected you to beat LSU in this game. Play loose. I'd call some passes for him on first down. Get some rhythm. Go win the game. Don't sit out there and try not to lose it. Be aggressive. Go win it.
There's no real tape to go off of. We didn't have a clue of how he was going to react to all of this. I have so much more confidence in Houston now than I did 3 quarters ago. It's remarkable. I agree.
I bet Houston has more confidence in himself as well. Able to complete the pass. Jazz Peavy able to get out of bounds on the far side.
Yeah, we've learned something, to Todd's point, about Bart Houston today. That he's not afraid of the stage, that when he gets knocked down, thrown 2 bad interceptions, but he hasn't gone in the tank. He wasn't on the sideline sitting by himself. He's been rallying the troops, and I think they can begin to respect that. You never know until the lights go on how they're going to respond, and he's certainly been there.
A lot of people thought we'd see some Alex Hornibrook, and we still might this season, but not today, not so far. It's been Bart Houston's ball game to win or lose to this point. Strong, aggressive throw, middle of the field, has Fumagalli. That's a confident, big-time throw right there.
Love it. On first down as well. Paul Chryst, an aggressive throw. Throw it to your best player receiving the football. It's Fumagalli, and he's going to make you right. It's a great, accurate throw.
And Chryst is calling the plays. One of the few head coaches around college football, along with guys like Paul Johnson and Mike Leach, David Beatty, who are calling the plays on offense as well. It's a good play call right there. Look what Fumagalli has done today. They are across midfield and looking for more. Hand off to Ogunbowale. He has some running room now. Ogunbowale is inside the 35 before Beckwith tripped him up.
We saw this in the first half. Throw on first down, come back with the counter. Again, you'll see the offensive line pull. fullback, in-goal pull, and then great patience by Ogunbowale. They got it rolling now.
Yeah, I know LSU has a lot of depth defensively. Think about how long Wisconsin has possessed the ball today. You're starting to see hands on hips, guys breathing heavy. Be interesting to see if they can sustain this drive and take advantage.
6:10 to go, quarter number 4. Clement bounces outside. He'll be short of the first down. There is a flag. Duke Riley made the stop.
Holding offense, number 85. 10-yard penalty, replay first down.
Penalties have been a crusher for Wisconsin.
Now this is Xander Newville. He's a converted defensive tackle. There he is, number 85 right there. They just moved him to tight end late in camp, and he's trying to block the best player on the defensive line for LSU, and that's tough when a runner bounces outside of a block and you're engaged. It's almost impossible not to hold. I don't blame Xander Newville for that at all.
4th major penalty by our count on Wisconsin. We'll see how the Badgers respond. Make it 1st and 20 now off play action. Houston will dump it down for Fumagalli. What else is new? And he'll crash forward down to the 32-yard line. 7th catch of the afternoon for Fumagalli.
Fumagalli's making a name for himself, and you know these Wisconsin faithful got a little face mask there, but these Wisconsin faithful I start to hear a few foo.
They're not saying boo, they're saying foo.
Great call there, though. You know, you backed up penalty. Get back to a manageable down and distance, 2nd and 9.
Bordering on field goal range as well. Here's Houston. Hands it to Clement. He'll take his time, little stutter step to the 31. Michael DeVinti, one of 5 early enrollees for LSU in the spring, makes the stop, but he is a true freshman.
3rd down has not been the nicest friend to Bart Houston in this game. 2 interceptions on 3rd downs. Paul Chryst needs to tell him, listen, if it's there, let it rip. If it's not, check it down and get to the 25-yard line and give Gaglianone an opportunity to kick the field goal.
3rd and 7. Ogunbowale. Gain of 1 or 2 and Beckwith stop.
That's a product of what Paul Chryst has seen from his quarterback on 3rd downs. He said, listen, I love you. You got us down here, but you burned me twice on 3rd down. I'm going to take it out of your hands here and get a field goal.
I like you or I love you? Is that I like you or I love you?
I'm still trying to figure it out. That's what that was.
Gaglianone again. This is from 47. He's already hit from 30 and 48. His career long is 51. He did it to LSU in the opener 2 years ago. Gaglianone for the lead. Got it.
Great kick.
And with 3:47 left here in the 4th quarter, Wisconsin has the lead.
And that's really cool. You saw him touch his chest, number 27, for his friend Sam Foltz. What a great kick at a big time for Gaglianone.
Number 5 on the ropes right now. Green Bay.
Hey, honey. You remember to lock the Buick, right?
Of course I do. I'll never forget that.
The My Buick app, now available in every Buick.
You closed all the apartment windows, too.
Come on. Really?
You're the best.
This Labor Day, discover the new Buick and get 20% below MSRP on all remaining 2016 Encore 1SB models. That's nearly $5,600 below MSRP on this Encore.
The Home Depot is pouring more into paint with fade resistance, scuff resistance, even one-coat coverage. This is the next generation of painting. Save 10 or 40 bucks this Labor Day, only at the Home Depot. More saving, more doing.
Oh, I'll have that goat cheese garden salad.
That gentleman got the last one.
Sir? You give me that salad and I will pay for your movie and one snack box.
Can I keep the walnuts?
Sold, but I get to pick your movie.
Can I pick the genre?
Yes, but it has to be comedy. A little cash back on the side.
With the Blue Cash Everyday Card from American Express, you get cash back on purchases with no annual fee.
Go.
It's more than cash back. It's backed by the service and security of American Express.
For a limited time, a Frosty is just 50 cents. Dig in with a spoon or a straw.
I'll stick with the fry.
Because a 50-cent Frosty won't be around forever. Make sure you get it before it's gone.
To achieve financial security, there are two halves to consider: protect and grow. Instead of focusing on insurance or investments alone, we bring them together into one whole picture. At Northwestern Mutual, we guide you along your path by combining personalized investments and world-class insurance. That's one of the reasons 96% of our clients stay with us year after year. At Northwestern Mutual, we help you live life differently.
Kiefer Sutherland is the designated survivor. Wednesday, September 21st on ABC.
More great college football action for you tomorrow night. Notre Dame and Texas. How are these top 10 rankings working out so far across the college football landscape here in week number 1?
Strictly for conversational purposes only.
We love the preseason poll, right? Darius Geis in the striped old-fashioned end zone here at Lambeau Field. Take a quick look. Yeah, just for fun. Just for yucks. Take a look at today's Good Hands. Brought to you by Allstate.
And Tennessee with the squeaker, you know, Tennessee, but you look at Florida State, they got all they can handle. Obviously, LSU, you could have had 4 or 5 in the top 10 this week that have losses.
All right, good year college football rankings. More great action to come on the greatest opening weekend in college football history.
Okay, we saw what Bart Houston did with his opportunity. What can Brandon Harris do to get his team in position?
Off the play action. Harris lofts one. That took a whole lot of time to develop, but it's good for the first down. Deshaun Smith on the catch, a gain of 19, his first grab of the afternoon.
You give hard play action to Leonard Fournette. You should have the best looks in all of football to throw into, because guys have to respect that. And you're right, he was wide open. You'd love to see Brandon Harris put it on him faster so he can turn and make a move, but a completion nonetheless. I'll take it.
Out of the 44-yard line. 3:20 to go, one timeout left for LSU. Harris hit as he throws, able to get it away. Watt provided the pressure.
Great job by T.J. Watt. He's going against K.J. Malone. On the outside, he gets just enough of Brandon Harris. And Harris is lucky that that ball was not tipped or intercepted, because normally when you get hit throwing the ball, you have no idea where it's going to go, and that can lead to interceptions. But much like his older brother, starting to make some plays for the Wisconsin Badgers.
There was some J.J. there on that play. 2nd and 10. Harris avoids one man, able to complete for a short gain. We'll see where they spot it. Traven Doral got pushed back.
Man, that was another great rush by T.J. Watt. Came to the inside, brings up a 3rd down here. Now we saw a conservative approach from Paul Chryst with his quarterback on 3rd down. I don't think in this situation, 3rd and 6, Cam Cameron's got to let his quarterback throw the football and get a 1st down. If it's not there, though, he still has his legs, which are one of his best qualities.
1 for 9 on 3rd down conversions today. and 6. Good pocket for Harris. Able to complete to Malachi Dupree, and they will give him the first down. Latrell Jamerson had the coverage.
We've seen Dupree go up and not make a couple of these plays that have been on high balls, but this is a great catch. In traffic, never know if you're going to get hit. There's a guy behind you, and your ribs are exposed, and he focused. Look at his focus, his eyes on the football. It's a huge first down.
Cross midfield at the 45 of Wisconsin.
Bring pressure off the edge here, Wisconsin.
Hand off to Fournette, slices through inside the 30 now. Well within Colby Delahue's field goal range.
Fournette came up a little bit ginger. He goes, that's Russo, goes low on him, and he gets flipped and came down, and he's hurt. If Musso get his helmet right on the leg or the foot of Leonard Fournette.
Darius Geis, how about the luxury of Fournette going out? You could put Geis in there. Plug him right in on 1st and 10 of the 30. And flags fly. William Clapp might have gotten caught there.
False start. Offense. Number 64. 5-yard penalty. First down.
Looks like they're going to get Fournette up on the sideline. Let's take a look at what happened. Musso, the safety, comes down and looks like he got his shoulder right on the outside of the left leg of Leonard Fournette. I don't blame Musso at all for going low. Looked like Fournette was trying to jump over him completely, like we've seen him do in the past, and he's up and he's fine.
On 1st and 15, Harris gets out of that trouble and puts himself in some more. Picked off by Dakota Dixon. And flags go flying, and players come together now. Big Josh Boutte was involved. I count 4 or 5 yellow hankies on the field and a whole lot of celebration in red.
Well, that's a frustration reaction from LSU players. We've seen it so many times. Brandon Harris on the cusp of doing something to get his team to win, and he just gives it away. Threw it right to him. Made a great play in the backfield to get open and free to throw the football, but sometimes you just wonder what he's looking at. Throws it right to the Wisconsin defender.
And LSU has 1 timeout left.
After the play, personal foul, flagrant personal foul. LSU number 76. A 15-yard penalty will be added to the end of the run. Number 76 is disqualified.
That's Josh Boutte. Let's take a look at the play here. You're going to see it's great pressure on the inside, which makes Brandon Harris escape. But once he escapes, you just got to be smart with the football. It gets away from Beagle, and I can't tell you where he's throwing that ball. It's almost like in the backfield he gets impulsive. He gets away from one guy, and he's like, I got an impulse. I got to get rid of this football, and I'm just going to throw it. I don't know where it's going. It's costing.
At Johnsonville, we trust our recipes. Naturally hardwood smoked.
100% premium pork, no fillers, period.
I'm Nick. That's my brother Brett. And we're proud to say it's made the Johnsonville way.
A true traveler's journey doesn't end at the horizon, so it most certainly doesn't end at gate C47.
With Travelocity, get help through social media 24/7.
Travelocity. Wander wisely.
It's been 60 years since I came up here to watch football. I've seen a hurricane that rocks and a tide that rolls. I've seen hustle, perseverance, and heart. I've seen a bowl of cotton that's anything but soft. Some call it hard work, determination, or grit. I call it blimp-worthy.
The guy was a legend on the field.
He poured everything he had into this game.
You gotta wonder what he's doing on game day now.
Guys, cupcakes are ready.
Ooh, cupcakes?
Better game days call for better pizza.
Now get 2 medium, 2 topping pizzas for just $6.99 each. Try our new cinnamon pull-aparts for just $6.
Better ingredients.
Better pizza.
Papa John's.
Right. Ready, set, Laura's holding up the Leaning Tower of Pisa all by her. Dang it!
Come on!
Free up space and never run out of storage again with Google Photos.
Back in Green Bay, some shock and frustration on the face as we look at our Pacific Life game summary.
That's a tough spot to be in. I've been in that spot, Steve. You know, where at the end of the game you make a play like that, and it's so hard for when you make that mistake and everybody in the stadium sees it. There's so much riding on this game.
So much.
And the emotion. And Brandon Harris, by nature, is a very emotional player. Some people would say emotionally immature player. But you see Cam Cameron sitting there next to him, trying to keep him. That's the toughest place in sports to be. When you care so much and you make that play and you can't explain why.
LSU takes their third and final timeout of the half.
So it's all over but the crying in Baton Rouge. We take a look at today's Good Hands play, brought to you by Allstate. Brandon Harris feeling the pressure. Like to have that one back. Dakota Dixon on the interception.
Yeah, and you know, sometimes you see ghosts as a quarterback. You know, you see things, you think you got to get rid of the ball before you do. You get a little bit of pressure.
Yeah.
And I think he's an impulsive player, and it just comes out, and it's bad.
And the pressure on Les Miles, and it's really the same every season.
Yep.
He was inches from being fired last November. To come into this environment and lose to this Wisconsin team, it's going to be a tough week in Baton Rouge, but every week is tough there.
It's tough, but this is not a death sentence for LSU. Of all the teams out there, right, you have that SEC West schedule. This does not exclude them from anything, but if they play like they did today, and if number 6 plays like he did today,
right.
They only scored 7 points on offense, right? They had the interception return for a touchdown. They're not beating Alabama. They're not beating Arkansas. They're not beating Ole Miss.
Hey, man, back in Madison, they're saying, what about us?
Yeah.
Well, let's talk Wisconsin. What does this mean for the Badgers now?
Well, the Big Ten West is wide open. You got Michigan, Ohio State in the East. You got Nebraska, Iowa, Wisconsin. All of a sudden, I think they found a gritty quarterback and a defense that played their hearts out today.
The Badgers came into the season unranked for the first time since 2009. Boy, that's got to be some conversation.
That's a great win for Paul Chryst.
There's your leap.
Yeah, there's a leap.
Nobody's throwing a flag on Wisconsin anymore. Not this week.
This Wisconsin team loses, you know, the opener to LSU 2 years ago, to Alabama last year. Vindication in the opener this year.
They are rewarded by continually playing the big boys to start the season.
Give them credit.
Yep.
Think how far this win's going to go, not only for Wisconsin this season, but how far it's going to go for Paul Chryst and recruiting in this region.
And nationally, this marks the only time that 2 teams in the AP Top 5 have lost in the first week. Got to go back to 1972. Nebraska was top ranked, and Arkansas at number 4. And this is going to be an interview you want to hear. Here's Todd.
Coach, you grew up in Wisconsin, coached in Wisconsin, you went to Wisconsin, you come back as the head coach. You told me you were on this field 4 other times, once for a concert and 3 times to watch friends play. How was this for you?
I mean, obviously I'm happy, but I'm really proud of this team. And that's what I love about this game. It's a player's game, and I feel best for them. Obviously, I'm happy, but really because what they did, and they put it out there against a really good team, and I'm proud of this group, and I'm really happy for them.
It's hard to know what you're going to get from a quarterback who hasn't really played and started a game since 2011, I think it was, and first collegiate start to come out in this environment. What'd you see in Bart Houston today?
You know, he was Bart. You know, he's going to compete, and you know, there's going to be a couple plays that we're going to want to learn from, but he competed, and I thought he kept his poise throughout it, and I was just proud of the way everyone played together. You know, we had that spurt where we gave him some momentum, the fumble and the pick 6, and yet guys just stayed with it, and hats off to Hop. You know, he came through in a big way, and this was fun because it took everyone.
I know you have a whole season to play. This is just one game, but watching all of your players and how excited and emotional they were just to walk through yesterday on this field to get this win against an LSU team that a lot of people thought could be a national champion, and may be at the end of the year. How much does this mean for all these young men that grew up Packer fans watching Brett Favre and all the other greats for the Green Bay Packers?
I think there's 2 things. One, we want to enjoy the moment, and they put themselves in the moment and put themselves out here, and they can't take that away. And then I think there's another part. We as a team this year, you know, how we choose to take this and go forward, that's on us. So that's the challenge. But you know what? Right now, I want them to enjoy. It was a great opportunity. It was a challenge, but it was a great opportunity, and they took advantage of it.
Great job, Coach. Congratulations.
Thanks so much. Appreciate it.
Like, we have Bart over here. Hey, Bart.
Hey, Bart.
How you doing, man? Go ahead.
Oh, God.
How you doing?
Doing good. Doing very good. That was a solid victory. LSU is a great team, and I wish best of luck to them. But, you know, we drove, we fought, defense made plays, we made some plays. And I'm going to have to get a lot better next week, too. So,
you're named after Bart Starr. First start of your college careers here on Lambeau Field. What's it mean to you?
It means a lot. I think it means more to my dad. That's his favorite player, and I don't know. You couldn't have made up a better story, I guess. But you know, it's an awesome experience. I love playing out here. You know, I don't know. I haven't played in so long. It's so happy. I'm happy. Okay, it's a great time.
There were some ups and downs today. You know, you guys played well early. Second half, you came out and things weren't going well. How were you able to overcome that?
Just keeping the confidence. You got to wash out the last play, good or bad, and keep driving and keep going. I think we might have got a little satisfied after the first drive in the third quarter, and that's why we kind of, you know, didn't do as well after. But that's what I was telling our guys. We got to keep the confidence up. We got to keep driving, keep striving for victories.
Heck of an effort today, man. Congratulations.
Appreciate it.
I mean, this is a Disney movie, brother, right? I mean, this is real close. This is a movie script. Wow. A special afternoon in a special place.
That's the difference between college and NFL,
no question. You didn't see this one coming, huh? Bart Houston hadn't started since 2011 in high school. Starts and wins at Lambeau Field. Be sure to tune in to ABC tonight at 8 Eastern for Saturday Night Football, presented by Wells Fargo, USC, Alabama. In the end, they did the leap. There's no flag on the play, only a win by Wisconsin. Number 5 goes down.